Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Here we go.
Go get it, Willie. Say, hey, Willie, go get it. What do you mean, go get it? Man, that ball's way in left field. I don't care what field it's in. Willie plays all fields. Every time we come to the game, you talking about Willie plays all the fields. That's right. Let's call Willie and ask him. Call him. Okay, hey, Willie.
Yes.
Are you Willie Mays?
Yes.
Whose ball was that?
Why was it?
In left field.
Well, that's Irvin's ball.
I told you that. Every time we come to the game, we got to talk about it. The next time I'm going to sit in the grandstand.
Say, hey, fellas, what's your name?
Say who? Say Willie. Say hey. Say who?
Say hey,
at
baby.
the plate. Say hey. Say who? Say Willie. That giant kid is great.
Willie
It's
Mays.
the ball, it's long gone.
93 years old. Willie Mays passed away. And, it was, and just the other day they were talking about him being the star attraction at the game tomorrow, commemorating, is it the oldest ballpark in the world?
Well, it was commemorating him and the Negro Leagues
and,
at the oldest ballpark that he played in as a minor leaguer.
Yeah. And we'll talk a lot about it. There's a statement from the commissioner and so forth. Willie Mays passed away at 93, and he was he said he couldn't make it because he was too ill, and that was yesterday, and clearly so. What a shame. Anyway, memories and thoughts, and I'm one of the greatest, maybe the greatest center fielder ever, and one of the greatest 2, 3, 4 baseball players
He's
ever.
definitely top 3
top
of
3, 4,
all
5
time.
guys. Yeah,
probably the best all-around 5-tool player that ever played. I mean,
how do you
put in there maybe a Cobb or Ichiro, someone up there who could do everything.
Yeah.
Except, Ichiro and Cobb only hit homers when they wanted to, basically.
Yeah.
He hit 660. He was my favorite player as a kid.
Yeah.
It was Willie Mays.
Well, it's what a career. I mean, he was in the Army, served in the Army. In
2
the
years
50s.
he missed.
Yeah.
2 years he missed at the very beginning.
Yeah. Well, you also think of guys like Ted Williams. Hell, he was a combat pilot
missed about
for 5 years. He missed
2 wars, basically. He missed. Yeah.
Anyway,
I think both of them would have come close, if not beaten Ruth's record first, had they not been in the military and Willie played where he played in Candlestick.
Yeah. The game at the historic Rickwood Field, designed tomorrow to celebrate, it'll be Willie Mays and his peers. Sadness in our hearts, the commissioner writes. It'll now also serve as a national remembrance of an American who will forever remain on the short list of the most impactful individuals our great game has ever known. A tribute to the Negro Leagues. It'll feature the pregame ceremony honoring the life of Willie Mays tomorrow on Major League Baseball, I guess. I hope they're going to cover that live.
Oh, sure.
Obviously,
that's like the Field of Dreams game, basically, yeah.
And going around also, making the rounds is pretty cool. If you ever see the black and white video of Willie Mays, the Say Hey kid, playing stickball, the Willie Mays in the streets, excited kids in front of awed adults. First episode, he was in the first episode with Mickey Mantle in the first episode of Home Run Derby. Remember? Are you old enough to remember that?
From Wrigley Field in L.A.
The show, 1960. You weren't even born in 1960.
I wasn't.
Boy, I remember watching that, and it was the silliest thing. And they, it was in black and white, and they were an announcer there, and Kurt Gowdy or somebody.
No, it was some guy you never heard of.
Anyway, and they'd say, and they come up and they talk for a second, and they'd hit batting practice.
And they say the same thing. He hit that one really hard.
Got a hold of that one.
Wow.
It just made it over the. Just done.
He's a great hitter.
Nobody missed it. Everybody watched that stupid contest.
You can watch it now if you want.
Oh, man. He faced Washington Senator star Bob Ellison in the series of Home Run Derby. It aired 26 games, 9 innings, and anything other than a home run or a pitch taken was called a strike as an out. It was a forerunner to the Home Run Derby, which has been the day before the All-Star Game since 1985, but the original Home Run Derby.
Imagine back when New York City actually mattered, back in the 50s, to have him with the Giants and Mantle with the Yankees and Snyder with the Dodgers.
And all those, Roy Campanella, and just name the whole Pee Wee Reese, and name the starting lineups of all those guys. Yeah,
but not anymore.
No. Oh God, no. I mean, what a difference now. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? Flounder, anything new in the last 24 hours? Exciting entertainment of any kind?
Not really.
Yeah. Okay. Pete Davis joining us here in
the blackberries are out. They're blooming, so I just picked some, brought some in today.
As a kid, I was baby boomer. We grew up in a brand new subdivision, which are all being built, and so there was a lot of kind of natural territory and fields and woods and stuff. And we would, honest to goodness, we'd take buckets. My mother would say, "Let's go get make some pies," and my brother and I would, and my little sister, when she was old enough, we'd go out and the nearby fields and woods and stuff, and we would get blackberries, blueberries, raspberries. I think that was it. And we got big, beautiful.
No boysenberries?
We did. I don't.
No gooseberries?
No, it was blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. Oh no, I think we actually grew strawberries. We had little gardens in our. Anyway, whatever. It was just so the blackberries are out. Excellent.
Blackberries out, but the baby martins are gone. It's always sad when they leave the nest. I'm an empty nester.
Oh, no kidding.
But babies are gone.
Oh well. Anyway, if you want to join us, we hope you do win. And Braves game is over.
Yes, it is. They won 7-0.
Yeah, well, there you are.
So is this the first sweep they've had in over a month?
Since they beat, God, it was it April or something?
I want to say April.
I forget who they swept. Who the hell did they sweep? I forget. Boston. They beat Boston. They swept them. I think maybe 2 games.
I will have Braves highlights, also more on Willie Mays passing away, too, and some highlights and memories and spectacular plays and stuff like that, too. 404-741-1230. A lot of weird stories in the news today, including a lot of political stuff, and I've got some ideas about the debate coming up. It's next week. And by the way, again, I was hearing today they're going to be standing. I thought the demand by President White Trash was that they'd be sitting at tables, but they're going to be standing.
So I think we've settled that. So I think we can.
That's good. I think that's great. Also, we'll talk more about deep fakes. In fact, I'll be your deep fake host today. Oh, incidentally. And by the way, the White House is still saying that those tapes were edited to make it look bad about him being wandering around. I mean, it's just the balls on these people. Seriously, we saw it. I mean,
we can see you.
We looked at it.
We can see you.
But seriously. Oh, and by the way, it's 10 after 3, and this is a federal holiday. This is Federal Slave Day, so we need to do
That's not Federal Slave Day.
It's Federal Slave Day, so in honor of President White Trash, we need to do the Federal Slave Day a cheap. What is it? What are we calling it? The Federal Slave Freeze Dance. So if you would, let's do it, because it's like celebrating Juneteenth. So we're dancing. We're celebrating the presidential style of Juneteenth. And back to the thing. There you are.
I just want to say that was his idea. That was his idea.
I mean, what a bunch of crap. I've never seen anything in my life like this business of them saying, "Oh, no, he's sharp as a tack. He's never been brighter." My God. And they have to waddle. Oh, and one more thing. But before I forget this, I think I saw it last night, might have been a J.C. Waters show. Somebody, social media, leftist people, left liberal media people, put out a picture last night of Donald Trump, a picture taken from behind. Donald Trump walking down like a runway of a stage after leaving a podium to go back and whatever. So you see the picture of Donald Trump from behind walking away, and his right hand is down low holding onto the hand of Don Jr.
Yeah.
And the commentator said, well, even President Trump has had to have help getting off the stage before. This is nothing unusual. And then they played the full video. Donald Trump was shaking his son's hand as he left the stage. And the leftist said, oh, well, he had to be helped off the stage just like Biden.
They're liars.
God, I mean, the duplicity. I mean, I hate these people. I mean, honestly, no one's ever been this insidious.
I know.
I mean, this is so far below, beneath the tactics of the what the hell Donald Segretti and the little
Donald
nuts.
Segretti.
Yeah, Donald Segretti and the snotty, what do they call them? The snotty guys who were all Princeton.
plumbers.
No, those ones are fixed.
The Southern Cal Mafia.
Yeah, but they were the dirty tricksers or oh crap! I can't believe they were named for them. Anyway, this is way worse than that because this is the media, the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the media all in on it.
Yeah.
God, I mean, honestly. In fact, here are some headlines. Pete just gathered a bunch of headlines here talking about various things. And we're going to hear from Donald Trump's speech last night. Not all, but a few sound bites in Wisconsin, which he loves, by the way. And he made it very clear he loves Milwaukee. Headline, CNN. Fact check, Trump rewrites Wisconsin history in rally filled with false claims. Donald Trump made more than 24 false claims at his Tuesday campaign. That's CNN. CNN's Daniel Dale, 30 false statements in Trump's speech in Wisconsin. Gizmodo, MSN. Donald Trump rambles about AI clean fakes while trying to call Biden senile. Yahoo News. Trump bungles his mockery of Biden over clean fake videos. GB News on MSN. Joe Biden will drag U.S. into World War III once Donald Trump, and then he'd tease off on Biden's immigration. Anyway, they can do everything they can to try to tell you.
Every headline is anti-Trump.
It's just unbelievable.
There's none that are anti-Biden, but they're all anti-Trump.
I mean, how can they? Honestly, I don't know how they can live with themselves. Truly, how could you be a member of the media and live with a duplicity that you're doing every freaking day?
They're not. They're Democrats
they're not
first.
media people,
before Americans, before journalists.
Yeah.
They're Democrats.
Advocates with a typewriter and a keyboard. And it's disgraceful. A lot of folks walking around, a family. So we had the ball game, so they all came up here to say goodbye. So it's a really happy and fun day. 3:14. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
I'm not going to say it.
No, I can't say anything. But I do have a way to sign off. The next Kimmer Babe who calls in, the next girl caller is going to get the special new Kimmer sign off. But that's coming up. 404-741-1230. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out. Lucas, step back there, too. The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Is there any truth to the saying that better the devil you know than the devil you don't know? You know Trump. You know he's a big mouth. You also know he's decisive and loves America. The devil you know. Joe Biden? You don't even know who's yanking his chain right now. The devil you don't know. Think about it.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Are you concerned about securing your family's future and assets? Look no further than Nelson Elder Care Law. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we offer absolute assurance and peace of mind through our comprehensive asset protection services. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com to explore how we can safeguard your legacy and provide tailored solutions for your family's well-being.
Hey fans, summer is here, and you know what that means. Exterior painting season. At Atlanta Painting Company, this summer, save 10% off of all exterior projects and get a free color consultation. We understand how valuable your home is, so protect your investment with our industry-leading warranty and unmatched customer service. Don't just take our word for it. We have over 900 Google reviews telling you why we're the painters you can trust. Ready to get started? Visit us online at atlantapaintingcompany.com to schedule your free home consultation. The Atlanta Painting Company, the painters you can trust.
For years, I was living in constant pain. There were days I couldn't move my hands, I couldn't paint, I couldn't write. Honestly, it was so bad I had a hard time even doing work. I tried to tough it out and just grin and bear it until Tanya finally, after we went to the Mayo Clinic, we went everywhere. And Tanya had heard about Relief Factor on the Blaze, and she said, why don't you try that? She kind of pretty much made me try it, and it was amazing. It's been a miracle. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free. It's a daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. And it was developed by doctors. It uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that addresses the inflammation where the pain starts. And Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it all day, every day. So if everyday pain is affecting your life, don't go with mind over matter. Try Relief Factor. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800-4RELIEF. Save on your first order. It's 1-800-4RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
Here we go. Little Dylan for you here today.
Once upon a time, you dressed so fine, threw the bumps of dime in your prime. Then you,
Bob Dylan, on this day in 2020,
people call, say
released his 39th studio album, Rough and Rowdy Ways, became Dylan's highest charting album on the Billboard chart in more than a decade.
You used to
marked his 7th consecutive decade of charting top 40 albums, making him the only artist to accomplish that 7 decades in a row, charting top 40 albums. 7th consecutive decade. Holy smokes. Bob Dylan. How do you feel now? There we go. It's a little chorus there. How does it feel, baby? How does it feel with what, man?
How does it feel?
Well, I asked you that question before. How does it feel? Tell me now.
To be without a home.
There you go, Bob Dylan. Coming to concert Friday night here on Marisol. I'm not going to talk about the traffic. I didn't say a word. I said he's coming to town. That's all I said.
My friend said,
I didn't say a word.
When is that concert?
I swear to God.
It'll be over in 2 days.
Thank you. Well, I'm not even going to go in the air. I'm going to go right to the stable. From here, I'm going to go right to the horses and play with the horses on Friday night and get home around 10 o'clock or something. No, I won't, because then they'll be coming out. So anyway, I don't care. It's Bob Dylan. Our birthday list includes that naughty little Zoe Saldana. She's a little too skinny for me, but she's a very sexy girl. Zoe Saldana is 46. Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy. Never saw it.
How have you never seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
I'm sorry, I've never seen it. I mean, I know of it. I think I may have seen a minute or two.
You would like the first one.
I probably would. I never, for some reason, all those, that whole genre, I don't.
She's a green-skinned assassin.
Yeah. See, they never, for some reason, never.
And it's funny.
Never got to me. I don't know why.
There's a
all
talking
those superhero,
raccoon.
the guys who turn, that funny guy who does all the hero things now. He's actually a funny guy.
Paul Rudd.
No, the other one who's he's got a great wife, and he was in
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, who does all those special things, and he's the funny superhero guy. It just doesn't click. I'm sorry. I feel bad.
It's funny.
I know. I'm sorry. I know it is, and it just didn't click. Zoe Saldana also was Neytiri in Avatar, Uhura in the Star Trek movies, but they didn't even list here my favorite. I haven't seen any of those. The only one I've seen with Zoe Saldana and that naughty little outfit of hers was in Columbiana, where she played the assassin. Anyway, Zoe is 46.
She's being typecast, right?
Well, yeah, kind of. And on this day in history, and by the way, I got a million history things because I've still got some from yesterday, but I left them home by mistake. They were there waiting for me.
No. You can't. No.
Why would you do that?
Next year, you're not doing any history from yesterday,
on
buddy.
this day in history, on the actual, I was only teasing you. On the actual history list, 82 years ago, 1942, Norma Jean Mortensen. Shut up. Norma Jean Mortensen in 1942, shut up, married her first husband, a next-door neighbor who was 21-year-old named Jim Doherty. They divorced 3 years later, paving the way for her to marry both Joe DiMaggio and Arthur Miller, the playwright, and become JFK's naughty presidential side action and a murder victim from the Kennedy
allegedly
family. That was she got married in 1942 on this date. First time. And by the way, kind of a funny thing. Remember yesterday, I left all my stuff home, so I just flying by the seat of my pants. But I did remember that it was Carol Kane's birthday. Remember, I said she's that naughty little chunky little thing, and she was in was it the Woody Allen movie? One of the
recently she was the Penguin's mother in Gotham, the TV show.
Well, and I remember I was upset because I remembered I was going to mention her birthday yesterday. Well, last night I get home and I'm doing stuff for the show, and I always when I'm working on the show every night, I always have the news on or something on. So I'm going through the TV, see what's on while I'm working. And Dog Day Afternoon was on. I saw it listed on my guide. So it was already in progress. It was like half over. And I said, well, you haven't seen that in 40 years or whatever. So I think I'll see what's going on. So I clicked over to it. And the first opening scene that I saw in the middle of Dog Day Afternoon was Carol Kane as one of the victims in the bank. And it was her scene of on the phone, and it was just, talk about ironically, I just thought, man, is that cool or what?
Is synchronicity is what that is.
I couldn't believe it. I tuned into Dog Day After, and I didn't remember she was in that. The first scene when I clicked on the TV, and right in the middle of it, of all the things, in the middle of the movie, Carol Kane's on the scene. And I just thought that was so cool.
By the way, we need to congratulate you.
What did I do?
Because before the show, Flounder and I got together and we did an over-under how soon it would take you during the Willie Mays segment.
To talk Willie Mays about
to bring it back to you.
Well, I did it deliberately.
Well, guess what? Kaysen actually last night tweeted me. Kaysen said, you and Flounder, out of respect for Willie, one of you is going to need to slap Kimmer when he turns the story into the time he met Willie.
Which is exactly why, in honor of Willie Mays, I didn't say a freaking word about me and how he told me to do various things with bad words to the camera. By the way, talk about bucket list stuff. How many people in the history of the world had the chance to meet Willie Mays?
I didn't.
And be grossed out by being called all kinds of holding names and turn his back on me and slam me, and I had no idea why, because I was representing a guy he hated in San Francisco, and I had no idea at the time.
Your self-control in waiting 24 minutes in the show to mention this, including an entire segment about him.
You mentioned it, not me.
I just wish you had the self-control during your history segment or the Alpharetta traffic report segment that you did.
These things are important. Those history things are important.
I know, but not yesterday's history.
Well,
you blew it.
No,
you didn't bring it in, so it's only today.
In fact, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we have the news. We're going to do the news. We're going to talk debate stuff. We'll hear the Donald Trump stuff in a second. But while you mention that, Mr. Smarty Ass Pants, yesterday I remarked to you that there was a company that had now set the record for the most value of any company in history of the world, overtaking Microsoft.
You didn't know who it was.
And I didn't know who it was. Well, now I do. I looked it up and I specially checked it, and here we go. The company is named NVIDIA.
Oh, yeah, NVIDIA. Yeah,
NVIDIA, and their rise is among the fastest in market history. Now, with that in mind, the reason I brought in yesterday's history is because on this day yesterday, it's very quick. Check this out. Well, now I can't find it. Hold on.
You know how they made their money? What do you think NVIDIA does?
Don't. Hold on. I got it all coming up. And the reason it's important is because yesterday, in 1998, yesterday's date, there was something called a web search engine developed all of a sudden, and the .com boom was on. Among the first companies snapped up was InfoSeek by the Disney company, which then renamed it Go. And this all started the .com boom and searching things in 1998. NVIDIA's rise is among the fastest in market history. 2 years ago, the company's market value was $400 billion. Now, that's a lot of money, $400 billion. However, in the span of a year, it went from $1 trillion to more than $3 trillion. Their share price rose 3.6% to $3.34 trillion. And NVIDIA makes, now I wrote down what they did, and now I can't find it. But they do...
supposedly, they made computer graphics to play games 1,000% better.
Yeah, but it's not only that. They're investing... Oh, I can't believe I didn't keep this on here. Son of a bitch. Anyway, they make computer stuff for AI.
Yeah, and
they're
games.
the ones investigating in the new AI boom, and they're on top of it, and they're now worth $3.3 trillion.
In fact, there's some politicians that people are looking into going, how did they know about this? Like Pelosi, I think, is one of them.
But, but again, I am so out of the loop on even talking about this. I don't know what that means. What does it come to me? It's worth $3.3 trillion. If somebody had $3.3 trillion in cash, they could go buy the company? I mean, nobody's got $3.3 trillion, so what does it even mean that it's worth $3.3 trillion? And does that mean if somebody could buy it for that? I mean, again, I don't know what that means. It doesn't mean anything. It's not real money. Nobody has $3.3 trillion to go buy that company.
Nope.
So, I mean, I don't even, you know what I mean?
They're playing with numbers, and it's all going to come crashing down.
Again, it's all, I'm not going to be part of it. I don't know anything about getting involved with, Cinco dollars, whatever the hell, cyber freaking currency or something.
Secret dollars.
They were today talking about secret money. I don't know what that is.
A new currency exchange.
I don't.
Well, you don't even know what Bitcoin is.
I can't even work my car. Yeah, yesterday I did something. I was driving along and my hand hit something on my steering wheel, and one of those little dial things. All of a sudden it went joink, and my screen started showing all kinds of stuff I've never seen before on my computer screen in my car while I'm driving. I thought, oh crap! Now I can't find it. Now I can't get back to normal.
Is it porn?
It's just doing. I know it was on some setting of the gas percentages. What the hell? Anyway, I'm just don't listen to me. I'm a freaking wreck.
You want some good news?
I do want some good news.
There will be a 4th season of Resident Alien.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I had barely caught up. In fact, I think I've still got a couple to watch at the very end. That's, that really started out as a very strange show. And all of a sudden I started liking it. And that girl with kind of the funny body, I really like her.
Well, she's fun. She's not like attractive, I don't think, but she's interesting.
She's really a great character.
Which one, the bartender or his friend?
The dark
Indian
girl with
the Indian girl.
Yeah. I mean, it's such an interesting show. Oh, mercy. Anyway, 329 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. The debate's coming up next week. Since they're going to mute the mics, Donald Trump has to find a way to make Biden go nuts. Do we have time to play the one quick Donald Trump soundbite here, Flounder? He was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for his rally, and
Milwaukee.
He loves the joint.
I was the one that picked it. These lying people that they say, oh, he doesn't like Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee. I said, you got to fix the crime. We all know that. You got to make sure the election's honest. But I'm the one that picked Milwaukee, and the Democrats, or the radical left lunatics, as I call them, what they say is just so terrible. They lie. They have a horrible candidate. They have a candidate that has no clue, doesn't know where he is, and all they can do is lie.
It's almost like he's doing it on purpose when he's talking like it's like he's
like Gilbert Gottfried,
like he's doing
there.
a thing of himself. God of America. 3:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and Lucas is back there too. We got Holy Crap and Sports later on, and Flounder's Funny's coming up shortly, and the whole deal here on 106.3. Braves win. Look out.
It's time for your Georgia headlines, presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
58-year-old author Ray Hansen II of Huntsville, Alabama, pleaded guilty to making threatening phone calls to Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis and Fulton County Sheriff Patrick Labatt. I made a stupid phone call, said Hansen to a federal judge. The maximum sentence for the single felony count of making threats is 5 years in prison, but prosecutors told Judge Cannon they would seek credit and a more lenient sentence for Hansen for accepting responsibility for the call. Lorraine Cochran Johnson beat out Larry Johnson in the race to replace Michael Thurman as DeKalb County CEO. Cochran Johnson won the position with 60% of the vote. In 2 other races of interest, Trump-endorsed Brian Jack beat Mike Dugan in the U.S. House District 3 race, and Wayne Johnson dispatched Chuck Hand in the House District 2 race.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 106.3 on social media or download the Extra 106.3 app.
Get ready. Diamonds Direct will forever change the way you shop for jewelry. With over 80 years experience in direct sourcing, Diamonds Direct is finally opening in Atlanta. Customers across the Southeast know Diamonds Direct for their unbeatable selection and prices, but return again and again because of their unparalleled customer experience. The experts at Diamonds Direct are your advocate in the dizzying world of diamonds, ensuring you are nothing shy of confident in your purchase. How do they do it? With the best selection, the best quality, and the best price. In fact, Diamonds Direct guarantees they won't just meet any local price, they'll beat it. So if you can dream it, Diamonds Direct can deliver it. Build your own engagement ring, tap into their custom design studio, or choose from hundreds of ready-to-wear styles. No other jeweler can maximize your budget like Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct, coming soon to Buckhead and ready to amaze Atlanta with the best selection, the best quality, the best price, and the best people guaranteed.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required service. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2023 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience and Georgia's only 9-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now, the security riddle of the day. What's less secure than a fake safe from a furniture or big box store? Joe Biden's fake border policy, of course. But hey, there is good news. This time next year, Joe Biden will not be president. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Build a wall around your valuables with a safe from the Safe House. We have certified delivery crews to install your safe. With over 30 years in the safe business, the Safe House is the place to buy safe in Georgia. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Exmark. Exmark has been building lawnmowers that pros use for 14 hours a day, yet they feel like they're in the seat of a luxury automobile. That is the real-world testament to Exmark comfort. Exmark has over 3 decades of leading-edge engineering and good old-fashioned work ethic to create a product that is the #1 choice in lawnmowers for professional landscapers and large acreage owners. Stop by Howard Brothers today and get in the seat of an Exmark mower. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
That's the guard?
Yeah. The policeman.
The cop. Oh, Pete got stopped trying to park today because the ball game was in. And so it was kind of, actually the traffic was a lot better than I thought.
Yeah.
But the orange parking lot here where we are, we parked today, I mean, we're up on, I mean, it's madness. Yeah. Anyway, so he goes, oh yeah, what are you doing here?
He goes, you can park here. I go, yeah, I work here. He goes, where do you work? I go, Extra 106.3. He goes, oh really? Who are you? Do I know you? I said, I'm Pete Davis. He goes, I know you.
You can come in.
I hear your voice. Keep moving, buddy.
Yeah, get out of my face. Kimber Pete Flounder, 336. This is Pearl Jam. And on this day in 2012, the former chief financial officer was charged with 33 counts of theft for stealing almost $400,000 from the Seattle band's management company, Pearl Jam. According to the King County DA, Ricky Goodrich stole hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of several years, spending it on family vacations and spa treatments and life insurance policies and pricey California wines.
His name was Richie Rich?
Richie Goodrich.
Oh.
Ricky Goodrich. Apparently. Good enough for him anyway. Our birthday list includes Spanky McFarland from Spanky and Our Gang. 82 years old today. Remember Alfalfa, where he would start singing and then go into the falsetto with a little sting of hair sticking up in the background? Oh,
and Stymie.
God. Was it Alfalfa that got murdered in a robbery? One of them got murdered in a robbery. And
now,
one of them,
Sal Mineo got murdered. Who else got murdered?
One of the Little Rascals was involved in it. Yeah,
I did not know that.
Positive.
Buckwheat?
It might have been Buckwheat.
Remember sounding like Buckwheat is dead.
No, not. By the way, this is the reason we have a federal holiday today. On this day in 1862, Abe Lincoln outlined his plan for the Emancipation Proclamation to outlaw slavery, much to the chagrin of Democrats, which are still angry about it today. So that's why we have, because it was 1862 that Abe Lincoln said, "This is my Emancipation Proclamation." But on this day in history, in 2002, Steve Fawcett hopped in the Spirit of Freedom, his hot air 10-story tall balloon, and took off from Western Australia, landed back in Queensland, Australia, 13 days, 8 hours later. And I had no idea about this. His 10-story balloon, it had like jetpacks on it and rather helium stuff too. It reached speeds of 200 miles an hour. And it flew as the hot air balloon, 200 miles an hour, and high altitude as high as 34,000 feet. That's airplane territory. That's no oxygen territory. That was in 2002, the hot air balloon around the world. Fawcett disappeared in 2007, you'll recall, flying a small plane between Nevada and California. The plane wreckage was found a year later, and he was never found.
Bear got him.
Yeah. Ate him up.
By the way, you said the Juneteenth, I thought, was that the word didn't get to Texas till 1866 that the slaves were free.
Well, that's why they call it Juneteenth, because that was the date when Texas finally did it. But this was the day in 1862 when Lincoln said, "Here is what I'm going to do. I'm freeing the slaves." So it was on this day that Lincoln said, "I'm going to free the slaves." Juneteenth was actually the day in Texas, but ironically, it's the same day, but, years later or whatever.
So why is it a national holiday if it happened in Texas?
Well, because we have to be right for the people who are not white.
I just don't get why it's a federal holiday.
Well,
it's a Texas thing. Everybody else knew their slaves were free.
All right, we have a racist in the room. The man doesn't like black. It's because everybody's afraid to say no to any freaking black thing. That's why. How about that?
Yeah, actually, Bortz discussed it on his sports report today.
I mean, everybody's afraid to say, "Oh, well, we got to, what the hell? It was a couple of hundred years ago. Were we celebrating the end of slavery?"
I said yesterday.
For what?
There are parts of this world now where slavery is rampant.
Jesus.
But instead of fighting that, they're fighting ghosts from 160 years ago.
And they're still trying to bring back the 1619 Project as though America's based on slavery, period. So now we're doing federal holidays to honor slavery. I mean,
no, I'm not anti-holiday. Yeah, but don't get me wrong.
Well, we're working. I didn't get a day off. Did you get a day off?
I didn't get a memo.
You racist. You're working. You don't care about slavery. We're all racist, I guess, because we're working. We didn't get the day off.
Well, the pro sports teams are playing.
No, but seriously, I mean, it's just, it's just all stupid. It's all political correct wokeness, and it's just, here we go again. And fine, honestly, obviously slavery's bad, but that's a thing now. That shouldn't even be a thing. That's so far from reality in America. I mean, hell, the first colonies in 1622 outlawed slavery in Massachusetts. The first people came off the boat like a year later. Anyway, why am I yelling? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be yelling.
Yeah.
3:40. Quickly about the debate. What do you think? If Donald Trump, the debate's next week. This will be maybe the most important debate in history. Yeah. It's CNN. CNN is, I believe, next Thursday.
I didn't think CNN was still here. I thought they left for New York.
They left for New York, but I believe it's going to.
I think it's still here.
Yeah. Now maybe just their headquarters. I don't really know.
Like 4 people left.
Yeah, but anyway, here, I think this may be the most. I'm trying to. Any other debate you've ever seen? Obviously, the first Kennedy-Nixon debate, because that was a whole issue.
I mean, this debate's going to determine whether he's able to run again.
Well, I mean, it'll mean everything. I mean, although
based on his performance,
who you talking about, Biden?
Yeah, I'm talking about Biden. Based on his performance, they'll either go with him or they'll figure something out to put somebody else in front.
That's why I'm saying this may be the most important and probably the most watched debate in history.
Reagan-Carter was pretty big. because everyone was trying to figure out who Reagan was.
Yeah, that's true too. But again, this is the ball game. This is for all the marble. This is like
this for the country.
This is 8 years of turmoil for the direction of the nation after what's happened the last 4 years. So I mean, this is immensely huge.
The fact that it's this close, is scary.
Yeah,
but you know why they're treating us so stupidly and looking us in the eye and telling us we don't know what we're seeing.
Deep fakes,
They think we're so stupid because they've been in charge of the education since the 50s, and they've educated 3 or 4 generations of imbeciles.
Yeah. Well, I guarantee you they're going to pump him full of something. He's going to come out flying and screaming and yelling and acting like he's a big tough guy and all active and everything else. But the good news is, since they're going to mute the mics, my suggestion for Donald Trump is to play it slow and serious and above board and just name off the accomplishments under Trump. Let's see, gas prices in 2020 were $1.92, and now they're $3.96. And let's see, you have 24 offshore accounts with money of millions of dollars from communist countries for you and your family. Okay. I mean, you could just name and just take it slow and easy.
Go down to food prices.
Just list
house
stuff.
pricing.
Yeah. And by the way, do it from memory. And again, they're not going to have any, maybe they're going to have paper and pencil, but they're not going to have any notes and not going to have any teleprompters or anything like that. But Trump should completely take the high road, be calm and like presidential. And maybe your idea when after Trump or after Biden gets done speaking, first thing Trump just say is, are you okay? Really, are you? You want to take a break or anything? Are you all right? I mean, see what? I'm as strong as y'all. Pop your popcorn and corn pop in the back of the gym.
Medic. Will they shake hands?
Oh, sure, of course. They have to.
Think so?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I thought, well, how could you not? Whoever refuses to shake hands, I mean, I think would be really in for it.
All right.
Well, I mean, now I don't know. You think one of them would not shake hands? You don't think
Biden would try and get away with not saying he's not worthy? He's calling him a dictator in his own ads.
Yeah, I know.
He's wanting to destroy the Constitution. I've never heard any president say that about his opponent.
Now, here's the other thing.
Nixon didn't say that about McGovern.
I know. Remember that slimy little French scumbag when he shook Trump's hand, but he deliberately grabbed Macron. He deliberately grabbed the end of it and crunched Trump's fingers. So when Trump went like this, remember there was a big scandal about this because he deliberately, and in fact he admitted later, I was trying to make sure I squeezed his hand so he would be squeamish, and maybe Trump should do that to Biden, crush his freaking fingers. And I'm not like that, those scumbag. To the phone. So we got Dave from Smyrna.
No, we had Scotty.
We have Scotty and Dave. Oh, well, see, then someone's got to help me here. I'm sorry. Well,
you wrote it down.
Yeah, take the call. All right, well, fine. Hello, you're on the radio. Hi, what's up, man?
Welcome home, brother. Hadn't talked to you guys in a while. I'm just trying to figure out, and I've just got common sense, how all these videos are doctored.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. How?
Do you think that he has visiting angels, coming to the White House every night?
Yeah, apparently.
I mean, with the debate, if Donald Trump just shuts his mouth, he's going to win hands down.
Yeah.
All they have to do is let him talk for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And Biden's it's going to be probably watched bigger than the Super Bowl.
Well, the other thing I'm thinking of, if Donald, now this may be kind of mean, but to me, if I were Donald Trump, I would be mentioning things in my turn to talk. I would be mentioning fact after fact after fact, which obviously Biden would not be able to refute because he wouldn't remember what the facts are. And Trump should challenge him to say, well, you're the person who, you don't even know the members of your own cabinet and stuff, and you don't remember what the budget is, and make Biden try to answer it because he won't be able to. I mean, challenge him somehow to make him answer a question. He'll never be able to do it.
That's why it's going to go so bad. So I don't know. I mean, I know where my vote's going. Thank you for your service, man.
Thank you,
shout out to Hugh Jude Mafia. We love you guys.
Thanks. Thank you so much. That's very kind. About 346 here. And Dave from Smyrna, I'm sorry, man. I'm not good. I'm not good.
You wrote it down.
Well, there's two of you here, too, can say, hey, phone call or something, maybe. We got to, do the whole thing together there,
Jeez.
Okay,
Mr. President.
See, I'm up there. I could be the president. You're supposed to save me. Take me by the hand someplace. 346, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. My God, it's hump day, too. 2 more to go in this week.
breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you for your time, but unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
Why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and quite frankly, we were concerned.
About what?
Apparently, you were arrested for throwing a shopping cart at a customer?
In my defense, he had it coming.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
The warm air, the beautiful weather, and the sounds of baseball. It's got you thinking about hitting the road. And no matter where your adventures take you, Subaru of Gwinnett has a vehicle to get you there safely and in style. Like the 2024 Subaru Outback, which will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus up to 32 miles per gallon. And if you're up for adventure, it'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than the Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. Or the 2024 Subaru Forester, the SUV for all you love. It's the right size SUV for all the adventures ahead, with a spacious and comfortable interior for everyone you want to bring along. No matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Hey sandwich lovers, today's your lucky day. There's a whole new way to roll for lunch or dinner delight with Nucky's Hoagies in the Roswell Corners Shopping Center. Now open. Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell is family owned and operated by the Sub-Sisters, Stacy and Shannon, whose love language is food and Nucky's Hoagies, their passion. When you bite into a Nucky's Hoagie, you'll taste the difference. The softest hoagie rolls ever, along with hunger-quenching sandwich combinations. Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner.
You think
Are we on? Sorry. Don't shut me
the one we dance to all night long.
We done?
The moon like a spotlight on the lake. When you think happiness,
I love this little
I
song.
hope you think that little black
This is my first Taylor Swift song I like.
on your chest and my old faded blue jeans. When you think Tim McGraw,
Taylor Swift, the Tim McGraw song. 2006, Taylor Swift released her debut single. Tim McGraw, lead single from her self-titled debut album, peaked at number 40 on Billboard. I can't believe it. The other one she did, in fact, I should have put this in the Magic Stick there too. I love this little song. And the other one was with the sing-along in the car song. I thought her Drew with another girlfriend, and he's the reason I sing a song in the car or something like that. Anyway, sorry.
Where's the Frank Zappa song? Jeez, he's just set that one on the tee for you there.
What?
The whole Taylor Swift. I love Taylor Swift.
Well, I do love Taylor Swift. And her song, not her person. But I love her, some of her music. I like 4 songs of Taylor Swift. So what, that's bad? That's nothing.
Well, okay, I'm a little, maybe I have feelings. I have feelings. You know, it doesn't mean I'm a freaking girl. Maybe inside a little.
Yes, it is. Well, okay, maybe it does mean I'm a girl. Shut up.
Scary.
Kathleen Turner's birthday.
Body heat.
Nah, well, 70 years old. But it's funny. Here we go. Kathleen Turner, it says here on this guy's list that Flounder gives me. Joan Wilder in Romancing the Stone. The voice of Jessica Rabbit in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Chandler's cross-dressing dad on Friends. Freda Felcher in Dumb and Dumber 2. And it doesn't even list Body Heat.
Wow, that was their best.
Is that amazing?
Role.
Well, that was amazing.
Well, Romancing the Stone was their best, but Body Heat.
Well, yeah, but Body Heat was, oh my God, Kathleen Turner, 70. And she was also in Californication, the TV series, where she gained about 80 pounds. And you saw her for the first time in since Romeo. Anyway, Kathleen Turner, 70. So there you are. Let's see, a little historical note here for you. I was going to do that. No, let me change it here. 22 years ago, 2002, Marilyn Manson got off with only a $4,000 fine after pleading no contest to rubbing his genitalia on a security guard's bald head.
I don't think the term "got off" is how you should have started that story. There.
Grammatically challenging for a second. By the way, Flounder just sent a story. This is real visual, but if you should Google it, and if you just look on what's being posted on X and Twitter, you'll probably find it. Last night, President White Trash was escorted by the Secret Service to his car to leave, get in the car. The video shows President Stupid Face. He lifts his foot up, and it takes him 15 seconds to slowly get into the car, surrounded and helped by Secret Service agents. And this is not deep fake. This is not cheap fake. Took him 15 seconds to climb one step and get in the car. He's falling apart. Oh, my God. Jane says, this is exactly how my 97-year-old dad gets in his car with me standing behind him after surviving 4 heart attacks and a bike accident and cancer.
Are they going to lower the car for him like they did the ramp on the airplane?
Like the ramp on the plane. Jeez. He's 81 and in bad shape.
They could make a low rider out of it so he can just slide in and then it'll come back up on the hydraulics.
God, I mean, it's unbelievable. What actually hurts is America being the laughing stock of the world. This is elder abuse. He's done. It's not a slow motion video. They're going to say they're going to say they slowed it down, faked it.
Only that part.
Only that part.
Nobody else.
No, everything else is fine, but then they slow all of a sudden the president. Oh, my God.
He becomes a $6 million man.
I mean, shame on him. Shame on him. In fact, I wish during the debate, I hope at some point President Trump talks about, you know what he should do? He should say, when he gets to his turn and say, well, here's what I think is important to say, ladies and gentlemen. Laken Riley. The reason Laken Riley is dead is because the Georgia nursing student was murdered by someone who sneaked across the border.
Ask him who she is.
Yeah. Well, and to get to the point, and the only time they forced you to mention her name, you got it wrong. And then maybe something like, you are responsible. Again, slowly, very seriously and slowly. You are responsible for those thousands and thousands of drug deaths, of those murders, of people who sneaked across the border because you opened the border. I had policies in place to take care of the border, staying in place. Everything was going as well as to be expected, especially during the China kill virus. And you allowed all these people to come in deliberately and on purpose for political reasons. Shame on you. Shame on you. What a disgrace. Pause. I don't think we've ever had a time in our country where Americans have been so ashamed of the leadership of their nation. I mean, do that.
Okay, that's a whole. That's your fantasy. Trump doesn't.
He doesn't
work
do
like
that. I know, but
you know what he does do? He looks at it and goes, "Who's Laken Riley?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask her name.
Say her name. Yeah, I mean, and all of them do. All of these that are in, hopefully there'll be more in the news by then, but still, I mean, just, and do it. Oh, man, I can't wait to see this. I think this is going to be
If someone
really
doesn't
cool.
put the $6 million man sounds on him getting in that car.
Oh, Lordy. Let's see. Justin was at 3:56. God. Oh, we got a Flounders Funny coming up here, too. And Justin Timberlake's back in the news. Actually, his lawyer's now being quoted saying, well, they're not. He'll be fined $500. Everything will be fine. It's an event. It's not like a crime, really. But have they any more updates on all the drugs they said were in his system, which is impossible to find out in one
That probably
day.
wasn't true.
I mean, I can't. Yeah. But now, have you seen the latest? Now they're saying, well, this reminds us of the time that he got caught cheating on his lovely wife. And they're now going into all that stuff about how he cheated on his wife.
Typical media, something like this happens. All they do is dig up their past.
Dig up the past of when he was accused of cheating on his wife, and now all that's got to come up again. I mean, she's got to go nuts.
I like what Ricky Gervais did to him. So.
Well, tell him what you said. Ricky Gervais sent a meme, and it says a tweet, and it says addressed to Justin Timberlake, saying, "quote Did you get the bottle of Dutch Barn vodka I sent you the other day? Why didn't he get an Uber? I don't know.
I know when you're that rich.
Nucky's Hoagies. There's Flounders Funny for you.
I want to be serious for a second. Is that I'm going to say stuff I don't mean up here. This is stand-up. To me, this is the final frontier of free speech. This is the place where we get to say stuff we don't mean. We get to make jokes. Yeah, thank you. The point of stand-up is to light up the darkness, right? When you look at soldiers at war, they're making the darkest jokes possible because otherwise it's just darkness. The point of being up here is to light up the darkness. It's to talk about things, make things funny that aren't funny. To talk about things that aren't funny, like racism, or pedophilia, or women. That's a joke. It's a joke that a woman couldn't have written.
And who's that there, Flounder?
Some new guy I found, Ian Stanley.
Ian Stanley. All right. So it started off really kind of like...
I think that was his point.
Obviously. Which is fairly amusing. Let's see. 3:58. A heroic New Yorker, they're calling her. Angela Soretti, 23 years old, recognized the suspect in that broad daylight rape in a park in New York City. The Ecuadorian immigrant, illegal immigrant, had already been convicted of other things around the world. Anyway, so she recognized him and tackled him, held him in a headlock. And some friends joined in, and she says, yeah, I pointed him out. I said, whoa, yo, that's him. I recognize him. His face was everywhere. That's him. Once confirmed that everything has spiraled from there, she grabbed him, put him in a headlock. He tried to run away. He's got something his mother should have done to him. I'll put it that way. As a woman, I had to really set the tone to remind him it wasn't a man that did this to you. It was a woman. So this girl's beating the crap out of this suspected rapist. And they pounded him. He's hiding under a car. They finally drag him out by the police. Anyway, so this little girl's a hero in this whole thing. Anyway, and they're saluting her in New York, as they should, thanks to Joe Biden, as all happened in the first place. 4 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 106.3. Braves win, too.
And W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
An accused rapist appears in court. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The suspect in the rape of a 13-year-old girl in New York City is also in the U.S. illegally, now facing multiple charges.
He has been charged in a criminal complaint
for predatory sexual assault, which is the highest sexual assault count someone can be charged with rape in the first degree, with kidnapping in the second degree, and a host of other charges.
Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz commending the community for helping to find the suspect and the 2 children for reporting what happened. The 25-year-old from Ecuador accused of tying up a boy and a girl before raping the girl in a park last week. He's held without bail for now after today's arraignment. Louisiana becomes the first state in the country to require the 10 Commandments be displayed in every public school classroom. Signed into law by Republican Governor Jeff Landry, legal challenges are expected. A senior ISIS leader taken out by a U.S. airstrike in Syria. U.S. Central Command says the death of Osama Jamal Muhammad Ibrahim al-Janabi will disrupt the ability of ISIS to conduct terror attacks. Russia's President Vladimir Putin just arriving in Vietnam for talks with the country's communist leaders, hours after signing a new agreement with North Korea's leader.
The countries today signed a comprehensive strategic partnership pact that promises cooperation in politics, the economy, and there is also a mutual defense pledge in the case of aggression against either country.
Fox's Alex Hogan. It was Putin's first visit to Pyongyang in more than 20 years, welcomed with a lavish celebration. Kim Jong-un calling the new agreement their strongest ever, also pledging full support for Russia's war in Ukraine. The U.S. and South Korea accusing North Korea of giving Russia weapons to use in Ukraine. Both Russia and North Korea deny weapons transfers, which would violate UN Security Council sanctions. America is listening to Fox News.
A violent crime is committed every 24 seconds. The U.S. Concealed Carry Association exists to provide you with firearms education, training, and access to self-defense liability insurance. So when trouble comes, you'll be ready. Over 800,000 Americans trust the USCCA, and right now, there's an exclusive, limited-time offer for radio listeners. Go to defendfamily.com to get a free family defense guide, a survival secrets training video from a retired FBI agent, and see all the benefits of membership. Go to defendfamily.com now.
Progressive presents 10 things on a contractor's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Bidding a new client, giving an accurate estimate, finding affordable materials, getting a client to pay you for work you already did, getting a client to pay you, period, securing permits and workers and tools, getting those workers and tools to work together, and finding the perfect pair of overalls. Pockets, baby. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flaunde. 403 with Edgar Winter. Oh, my. 1973, Edgar Winter's U.S. #1 hit Frankenstein was awarded a gold record. 1973, Winter named the song because of how many cuts and patches were contained in the original studio tape. Of course, that's back when they had to cut it. There was no digital stuff in 1973.
Yeah, they did on the reels.
Yeah, and in fact, I remember my first days in broadcasting, and you probably too.
Yeah,
would physically edit the video, audio tape. Yeah, and I did the same thing in TV. I used to have to when I was a TV reporter in Phoenix when I was in school. At Cool Television, Gene Autry's station. And I actually used to splice the film for our TV news stories.
When Sid slid that night, I was up at Taco Mac at the end of Far Road and drinking heavily and partied, and then came to work about 1 or 2 in the morning.
Down the stretch he goes.
It took me hours to telescope the entire 9th inning for Tom Hughes and Steve Holman in the morning so they could talk about it. And I telescoped. Took like 2 hours just sitting there with a razor blade, drunk, doing this.
Oh, my.
And it was perfect.
Yeah, well, those were the days. But that was what
there's a talent.
Yeah, it was work. I mean, you had to do it. You had
hand-eye coordination.
Be committed. Yeah, it was fun. Our birthday list includes Paula Abdul, 62 today. She made a name for herself long before American Idol with Forever Your Girl. Cold-hearted, straight up, let me tell you, opposites attract. And I think it was so sweet that Paula Abdul would, after when the American Idol show was done taping, she would let the guys make love to her once in a while, which I think was very sweet. That she would occasionally just grab one of the male contestants and say, gee, you're so cute. And he'd say, you're so cute. And they would make love together so sweetly and wonderfully.
She was a Laker girl, wasn't she?
She was a Laker girl. Yeah, she was indeed. Paula Abdul. And I got a double thing here. I'm so excited because I did research on my own here. Another website thing. Oh, now see, when you do that, it covers up my phone. Now I got to get rid of that part and get rid of your part so I can read my part. All right, here we go. No, it can't wait. I'm doing the history. Oh, yours can wait. I'm sorry. And Flounder sent us something we're going to hear here in a minute too, and another Willie Mays tribute here in a second. First of all, okay, let me do this. Oh, are you calling me, you bastard? Pete Davis is calling me.
That shuts the whole phone down.
I've got an iThing, I've got a notepad die, and I've got my phone, and I've got all this stuff. It was on this day in 1953, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg had been convicted of conspiring to pass atomic secrets to the Soviet Union. They were executed at Sing Sing Prison in New York.
Good.
Julius died from the first electric shock. Ethel's execution did not go quite as smoothly.
Made of sterner stuff.
She was given the normal course of 3 electric shocks. Attendants removed the strapping and other equipment, only to find by the doctors she was still having a heartbeat. Because it was after the 3 charges of electricity, she was strapped back into the electric chair.
Hold still.
And they gave her 2 more before she finally died. They were the first Americans executed for espionage, passing secrets to the Soviet Union. However, it turned out that it says here the main witness against them lied. Julius was indeed a spy, but he gave the Soviets nothing of consequence, nothing about atomic secrets, and Ethel did nothing to deserve the electric chair, it says here. Now, I don't think that's true. I think they were guilty as hell.
Communists
and they got caught, and it was a bad time, and they deserve what they got.
Yep.
But although I can't help thinking about this, can you imagine what it must have been like for the electric chair? No one, it's one thing to take the gas chamber where you're going to, maybe smell something bad for a second, but to know that you're about to get electric jolts, that you've had everybody's had a jolt. Everybody, static electricity or something. Everybody's experienced some kind of electric shock in their life. Can you imagine when you're in your head knowing what you're about to experience that's going to kill you? And they did it to her. She's still living 3 times.
I'm telling you, tough broad.
Yeah. Anyway, 407. Okay, Flounder and Pete Davis. You'll obviously Holy Crap at Sports after 5 o'clock later today. We'll talk a lot about Willie Mays and so forth. Willie passed away. Willie Mays dead at 93. And here's one of the memorable moments about Willie Mays and his historic baseball career. Flounder.
Here's the pitch to Willie. Swung on, hit deep to left. That one is way back, way back, way back. Well, that's goodbye, number 600 for Willie Mays, and the bye-bye baby bonanza. And the Giants come to home plate to greet him. Number 600 for Mays. He hit it over the 370-foot mark.
And what?
That wasn't the one we were talking about. That wasn't the catch.
No, I don't think I even mentioned. I just said
I thought you told him the catch.
Okay. I may have said
I got the catch one here right now. You want to hear the catch?
No, because we're going to do that next hour.
Alrighty.
Well, we can do
that.
Let's play. We'll do it 2 ways.
So which one was that? Because that was
a 600 home run.
Okay, I think that was Lon Simmons who called that.
Okay. And let's for the hell of it, let's do the catch. We'll do it. We can do it twice in the show. My God, he's a big star. Let's do it. Flounder, if you would, sir.
There's a long drive way back in center field. Way back it is. Willie Mays just brought this crowd to its feet with a catch, which must have been an optical illusion to a lot of people.
An optical illusion.
Who was that on the call?
It sounded like the guy, Atlanta Braves guy, Milo Hamilton. It sounded like Milo to me.
Not that scumball. No.
Yes.
That was Jack Brickhouse.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I'll remember.
Cubs.
And didn't he start doing beer commercials later on in life or something?
I don't know. What
big bald-headed guy, right? Jack Brickhouse. Yeah.
It was before Harry Carey, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been around. And now I forgot what I was going to say.
Milo Hamilton.
Yeah, he was kind of a. I mean, he the guy could call a game, but he was in person. I remember I used to work across the hall from him at the TV station outside the radio station, and he was in there. I would see him 1 year back in the early 70s or something, I think. Anyway, 409, almost 410. Let's call it almost 410. Our 4 o'clock hour brought to you by our good friends, the home of the Kimmer Safe, Atlanta Safe House. You need a safe, for your Social Security card, your business, your medical records. Unlike the Kimmer, being being an idiot. I bought 2 safes from the Atlanta Safe House. They have a showroom in Ackworth. Check it out. And on the web, pistol safes, security safes, every kind of safe for your safety. AtlantaSafehouse.com. 410-404-741-1230. 741-1230. And I'm surprised this Uber driver's still alive. In the state of Washington, a guy named Ahmed Ali, 58 years old, faced his first court case, and he was in pretty bad shape because he apparently had picked up an intoxicated woman drinking with friends in Olympia, Washington over the weekend. A friend of the victim ordered her a ride on the app, her Uber app, because she was too drunk to go home alone. Watch her get into the Uber, 12:17 in the morning after midnight, heading to a different bar. Instead of driving her home, though, the Uber driver, which is 12 minutes away, took advantage of the passenger, used his Uber app to make it look like he had dropped her off, drove her to a secluded, well-known fishing spot near a river near the Fort Lewis Army Base, an hour from Seattle. The victim's friends arrived at her house later, and she had not come home. They called her father, who had his daughter's location on the Life 360 app. I'm going to make a note of that. The Life 360 app. He hastily headed toward where she was with a pack of other concerned family members. They found the woman because of the app. They found the woman naked in the back of the Uber being sexually assaulted. Ali, the driver, quickly tried to pull up his pants, scrambled into the front seat of the car to make his getaway. The father began to beat him senselessly. During the altercation, the enraged father pulled out a gun and fired a couple of shots at him. Both missed, unfortunately, but the cops got him. They found him severely injured, bleeding from the head after the father had been beating the crap out of him. Thank God. Unfortunately, didn't get to kill him. Somehow, then he goes to court. Well, this is the state of Washington, home of, like Seattle and the Summer of Love and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. The Superior Court Judge, John Skinder, slapped him with a $100,000 bail and said, boy, if you get out, you're going to have to wear a monitor. So, an Uber driver.
How did he figure out how to mess with his thing to make it look like his car was somewhere else? That was pre-planned.
Yeah.
They got him nailed.
Obviously.
He should be dead.
He should be dead. I mean, that kid, so drunk. Ahmed Ali, 58.
I'd have pulled him out by the ankles.
I'll tell you what.
And snapped his neck.
Well, it would have been one round in the old gun.
No, I'd do that with my hands.
No, I'd say the last shot would be. Well, what'd you shoot him in the nut for? Well, to make sure he wouldn't get up.
It's like the Joker says, why don't you use a gun? He goes, I use a knife. It's much more personal.
413 with a Caribbean flounder. And the poor Florida family got a thing for their kid to play football at a college in California, dropped him off and got robbed. And they say, that's ball, we're going home. And it didn't last long.
Bienvenidos a California.
And guess what? The worst run city in America. Well, coming up, 413, Caribbean and flounder.
Jacksonville?
Could be.
Time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Okay, no more walking on eggshells. I'm about to embark on something that's going to really twist some people loose. I just spent a week in Atlanta. Paid special attention to the crime stories. A man drops a dollar bill at a food court or something. Some other guy claims it, and they end up both pulling out guns. Somebody gets shot. Somebody gets shot at Phipps Plaza. I don't want to read the entire list, but you know this. Here's where I start to make people mad. When you're driving through Atlanta, virtually every young black male you see on the street has a gun. Almost every one of them. and they get into some sort of a pissing contest with somebody else, and they think, I've got to get my gun out before he does and shoot him before he shoots me, and all hell breaks loose. And then some rapper invites the cackling hyena to Atlanta to discuss gun violence. Right. And during the whole conversation, they never, ever touch or hit on what the real problem is. Nobody will, because that would be racist. It's not the guns problem. It's not skin color. It's not genetics. It's not braids and haircuts. It's the culture. The dominating culture of urban America is predatory violence, not gun violence. But nobody wants to talk about it because some people are just petrified of being called a racist. Not me. So I'm putting together a longer commentary, 5 minutes or so, maybe 10 when I get on a roll. And Extra 106.3 will hopefully put it on the air so I could make a wide swath of people either think or get really, really mad at me. Hang in there. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
All right, look out now. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder, and Lucas is back there too. 418 on 106.3. Braves win today, 7-0. And this is the Stones, 1968. Yeah. Their 7th #1 British single Jumpin' Jack Flash. Keith Richards stated he and Jagger wrote the lyrics while they were staying in Richards' country home. They were awakened one morning by the sound of the gardener, Jack Dyer, walking past the window. When Jagger said, "What's all that noise out there?" Keith Richards said, "Oh, that's Jack. That's Jumpin' Jack." And they made up Jumpin' Jack Flash out of that. What a I mean, think of the time. The 60s, and things are all cracking and popping and goofing, and hippie stuff is starting, and these guys are rock and rollers, just guys hanging around playing music and stuff and making songs and going nuts. I mean, what a time.
Getting laid, doing drugs.
Vietnam War and civil rights, and I mean, all that. God, the 60s, holy smokes.
Was a time.
Yeah. Let's see. Birthdays include author Salman Rushdie, 77. His satanic verses led to death threats from the Ayatollah Cockamamie.
It's a great book.
Made him more famous than ever he could have been as a regular fiction writer. And by the way, Salman Rushdie's ex-wife is the Top Chef host girl, Padma Lakshmi Mashmaka. Whatever it is. Lakshmi. She's kind of that little hottie or something.
She's a tall woman. She's good looking, yes.
Yeah, a little high for the
Says her boobs are getting bigger now that she's older.
I didn't know that was a thing.
She said that a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh. She said that out
in the
loud.
Daily Mail, and she showed photos of her in a bikini.
Well, that's speaking of the bikini, thanks a lot. Pete Davis just showed me a picture of Marjorie Taylor Greene in her bikini posing with her. I mean, I tell you what.
I'll tell you.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, sir.
Go.
I went and,
Yeah, that's right. On this day in history, 1910.
I went and crossed her. Like to get an ass whipping.
1910. It's like that little, remember the girl did the arm bar? Who is that, the famous girl wrestler?
Oh, Ronda
Rousey.
She wasn't attractive.
No, she dressed up pretty good went to some guy's prom once who invited her to the prom, and she went, and she looked pretty good.
They're probably as hard as her pet.
I couldn't be attractive, yeah. 1910, the first Father's Day celebrated in Spokane, Washington. Why they pronounce it Spokane, I don't know. With an E on the end. Spokane, Father's Day, 1910. And also, same day, 1912, Uncle Sam established a normal work day as 8 hours. Back in 1910, 1912.
Spokane, a Native American word? It looks like one.
Could be Spokane, I'll bet you probably. In fact, if you seriously, if you look up all the all the cities named for Indians and Indian tribes and so forth,
Indianapolis,
like Milwaukee and stuff. I mean, they're all pronounced totally differently than the way they're pronounced by Americans.
I'll take your word for it. I won't look them up.
Ottawa, for example, Ottawa. Canada. Ottawa. It's the Ottawa Indians.
How do you
not
know
the
that?
Ottawa Indians.
You're just making that up.
I don't
back that up.
I don't.
That's deep fake right there.
All right, look. Siri, how do they pronounce Ottawa in the Indians? Oh, she's not even listening.
The name of the nation's capital, Ottawa, is pronounced Ottawa.
Ottawa.
This is from TripAdvisor.com.
All right, fine. Give me TripAdvisor. What are they going to do? Commercials now?
Yes.
That's. Oh my God.
She tells you where she sources it.
Wait a minute.
She tells you where she got it from.
I don't think I've ever called Siri.
Yeah, all you have to do is say her name now, which freaked me out because I didn't know that when I bought the new phone. Because in the past you had to push a button.
You don't even have a button.
I was asking Ziggy something, and it sounded like Siri because Ziggy instead of Alexa, and it sounded like Siri, and she started talking to me the same time he did.
But I've never used Siri before. I mean, it's the first time I've ever done
it. It's cool. It's fun.
But why now? I mean, after all these years that it's been available, I've never done.
Ask her to call me and see if she'll do it. Call Pete.
Siri, call Pete Davis.
Well, you turned mine on too at the same time.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Well, she's not even answering now.
I don't think she'll do that.
All right, screw that. Anyway, 423. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230. Oh, Flounder, let's get that black guy. In honor of National Slave Day.
Phrasing.
Well, I might have grammatically changed a few syllables or something in this. I'm trying to shorten the sentence. But again, it's a federal holiday. No banks open, post office not working, federal holiday. And there's a guy named, well, let's see if he's got his name here, as a black gentleman who says the left has been selling black people our own segregation. And he says Juneteenth is not Black Independence Day. A Flounder, if you will, sir.
When I hear woke people explain Juneteenth, it makes me wish that Rosa Parks personally forced y'all to sit in the front of a school bus and go to history class. Now walk with me. Somehow the left has convinced you that Juneteenth was the abolition of slavery and when a black revolution arose, but what it really proved is that some people remain enslaved mentally, and that's all it takes to keep you on the plantation. If you know the actual history, Democrats kept black people enslaved for 2.5 years after slavery was abolished until white, mostly right-wing men came on June 19th, 1865 and said, y'all have been free since 1863. Get off the plantation and go get a job. I wish we could celebrate what Juneteenth actually is, but instead we continue to let the left repackage segregation and sell it back to us. There is no such thing as a Black Independence Day, but if that's what you want to call Juneteenth, then I don't want to see y'all twerking on a boat on July 4th.
There's a lot of black women on Twitter that are complaining that they're having to work and the white people are off today.
Hey, you won the OJ case. You know, that was our turn.
We're working. We're in solidarity with
I'm
you.
here. I'm working.
LaQuisha, we got your back, LaWanda. Lasophilia.
God, does everything have to be a thing? I mean, honestly.
We got you.
Oh, Lordy. 425 with the cover Pete and Flounder. Yeah, it's true. A family from Coconut Creek, Florida, drove their son to California to go to the Lincoln University in Oakland, California. He was going to be on the football team, big football star. They arrive in the Golden State by plane, rent a car, the white Nissan Rogue. They rented a car from Thrifty, drove it to Oakland. They parked near the private university, 6 o'clock in the evening, went to a nearby Jamaican restaurant to pick up their food. They left all their stuff in the car, of course. And when they came back 15 minutes later, the windows were smashed out, glass all over the place, and everything was gone. Now, people saw masked men driving around in a car without any license plates in broad daylight. They do this all the time out there, apparently. Nothing ever happens to it.
Nope.
But here's what happened. Here's what this family, again, flew from Florida and then picked up a car, all their stuff. The possessions included not only all of their clothes and their kids' clothes, and everybody's going away to college. They also lost $3,000 in a bag, she said, my husband put under the seat with 3 passports, Social Security cards, my son's high school diploma, and his birth certificate, and my husband's sleep apnea machine. All gone. All gone.
He's going to lose sleep now.
Passports, Social Security cards, $3,000 in cash, his birth certificate for the kid. And so they said, no, we're going home. They called cops. They called 911 several different times. They were told they had to go to a police station to file a report. They called over the course of I don't know how long, and no one ever got back to them. And they said, well, I'm bringing my kid back to Florida. It's just not safe here.
Good.
And they turn around and going home.
California is the place you ought to be.
And by the way, Wallet Hub has now ranked the cities measured on effectiveness of local leadership by comparing quality of city services against the city's total budget to see how they're using their money, basically, and how effective the leadership is. Number 1 is Namba, Idaho, the best run city year after year because they use their funds properly. It's a smaller town, but again, they show how they work everything out. The worst city by Wallet Hub standards is San Francisco. It was ranked second to last year, and now it's ranked the worst city because they're dead last of 148 cities in their total budget per capita rank. In other words, they have the highest amount of long-term debt and don't spend their money wisely to take care of problems that are getting worse and worse and worse. San Francisco, again, look at the news. Just watch the stuff. You can't. And again, I lived in San Francisco for 2 years. I lived in Tiburon, Marin County, so I drove across the Golden Gate Bridge twice a day. Loved it. It was just spectacular. And San Francisco, even back then, was a weird. This is an 85 or 86, something like that. Yeah. I mean, your banker has pink hair and nose rings and stuff, so which is fine. I mean, you get used to it. You try to pick up a woman sometime and see what happens to you. But still, it wasn't known as dirty. There were no people sleeping on the street. I mean, there was a Haight-Ashbury, and there were hippies and freaks and druggies around that. But it wasn't like going on now in all the major cities in California, L.A. and Sacramento and San Francisco. I mean, it's unbelievable what they've done to this state.
Democrats have taken a paradise, which is what it was when I was in there in the 80s. It was
my
beautiful.
God.
And they've turned it into the worst state in the
That's
union.
when I was there. I mean, you could drive along the Coast Highway, Route 1.
In the 80s,
oh, my God.
it was a paradise.
The Muir Woods, the Redwood Forest and stuff.
Armstrong State Park.
The beaches. I mean, just one after another, glory spots.
One of the prettiest drives you will get is drive up the Napa Valley, and then you get to a place like Guerneville or Gurneyville. Follow the Russian River as it curves back to the ocean, and then you go down past Bodega Bay where they filmed the birds and everything, back down to San Francisco. It's one of the most beautiful drives you'll ever have.
I was single when I was in San Francisco, and all I had to do on weekends was ride my Harley around, and that's what I did. That's what I did. I took little trips and tours, and it was beautiful, spectacular. And now, but again, here we go. Just a crime issue.
Democrats.
Yeah. And they're after Stonehenge again. Now they're complaining that they sprayed. So a group called Just Stop Oil showed up with orange paint at Stonehenge, which is, how many thousands of years old? The world's most famous prehistoric monument. And I mean, we don't even know really the total history. Yeah, thousands and thousands. And a couple of these protesters, one of them was 21, and Naimi somebody, and Rajin Rathudu is 73, and they were spraying orange paint on Stonehenge. Some old woman said, "Oh, you dirty scum! This is a temple." She tried to kick them. Climb that hedge. She's trying to drag the protesters away. This old lady tried to. I mean, and finally they caught the guys, and now they're saying, or the protesters, now they're saying, well, it's washable paint. It's not going to hurt anything.
I don't care.
It's really not the point.
You should be dead.
Yeah.
You're trying to destroy part of Western civilization. I'm sorry. From the very beginning. Because you're a narcissist.
Yeah.
It's like, I am so important that what I believe, everybody else has to believe at the exact same time, and you must listen to me. It's all about them.
And it's to protest oil. Okay, I mean, there's a lot of things to protest in the world, but, the oil supply and production is what you would be willing to do things like that for?
And how's that going to help?
As opposed to babies being killed or dying of cancer. I mean, come on, there's a lot of things to protest in the world.
It turns more people off by doing it. So why are they doing it? To get attention for themselves.
Yeah. 4:31, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. It's hump day, Braves win, and everything's right in the world. Flounder's Funny's coming up. Holy crap at sports later. And Willie Mays passed away at 93. More tributes coming up, too.
It's time for your Georgia headlines presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
58-year-old author Ray Hansen II of Huntsville, Alabama, pleaded guilty to making threatening phone calls to Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis and Fulton County Sheriff Patrick Labatt. "I made a stupid phone call," said Hansen to a federal judge. The maximum sentence for the single felony count of making threats is 5 years in prison, but prosecutors told Judge Cannon they would seek credit and a more lenient sentence for Hansen for accepting responsibility for the call. Lorraine Cochran Johnson beat out Larry Johnson in the race to replace Michael Thurman as DeKalb County CEO. Cochran Johnson won the position with 60% of the vote. In two other races of interest, Trump-endorsed Brian Jack beat Mike Dugan in the U.S. House District 3 race, and Wayne Johnson dispatched Chuck Hand in the House District 2 race.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 1063 on social media or download the Extra 1063 app.
There are crazies on the road. Who knows where they're all going, but if one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant. He is the lawyer that used to work for the insurance company. The team at Van Sant Law knows who to call, what to say, and will make sure you get what you deserve and what the insurance company doesn't want to pay for. They have your best interest at heart and will take care of everything. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid. My advice, save Van Sant Law in your phone. Today, 855-GA-INJURY, VanSantLaw.com.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Foundation repair isn't pretty, but at Atlanta Ramjack, we make it easy. If you notice any cracks in your foundation, they need to be addressed as soon as possible to reduce additional costs that come with the repair. Why call us? Foundation repair is all we do. We have highly trained estimators that will thoroughly evaluate your home and only recommend what is needed. If you are experiencing foundation problems, please contact us at ramjack.com/Atlanta or call us at 770-502-8881.
Don't miss the Atlanta Mushroom Festival, Sunday, June 23rd at Park Tavern in Piedmont Park. Beginning at 12 p.m. and ending at 7 p.m., this dog and family-friendly event features live music, educational speakers from the CDC and Emory, and over 30 mushroom-themed vendors. Early bird tickets are only $10, which directly supports the nonprofit festival. For more information, visit AtlantaMushroomFestival.com or Atlanta Mushroom Festival on all social platforms.
Marketing is everywhere. From the billboards on the highways to the notifications on your phone, we are constantly bombarded with people trying to sell us stuff. What makes good marketing? Are you doing enough in your life personally and professionally to market yourself? You have questions, and the Marketing Madmen have answers. Tune in every Saturday, now at 4 p.m., right here on Extra 106.3 to get practical marketing advice from expert guests who are shaping and reshaping the business world. They say marketing is a madman's game. Join the Marketing Madmen every Saturday at 4 p.m. to find out why.
4:35. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? 404-741-1230 is number, 1230. 1967, admitting to taking LSD 4 times during an interview with Life magazine, Paul McCartney told the Daily Mirror he did not regret that he'd spoken out and hoped his fans would understand. LSD, man, that stuff scared the crowd. I never saw it, but back, being a baby boomer, that was in the 60s where it was starting. Timothy Leary, tune in and dial out, or whatever the hell it was.
Tune in,
drop out, tune in, drop out, and whatever. Anyway, and he was a Yale professor, as I recall.
Yeah, something like that. Harvard, yeah.
Anyway, but LSD, God, I remember Art Linkletter's daughter took some and thought she could fly and killed herself jumping out a window and stuff. I mean, it scared the crap out of me. Our birthday list includes Mark DeBarge.
I think you'd like it, Kimmer. I think you should try
it. They've got it down to a science now.
I mean, they do.
Well, psychedelics are coming back.
Oh, I know they are.
Medical.
I know that. Now, I just read something about mushrooms. Some psychedelic mushrooms now being used for like multiple sclerosis.
Oh, yeah.
Something.
Yeah, they call it microdosing.
Yeah. Anyway, well, you got any on the truck, or you got
somebody falling off?
Are you holding? Is somebody holding? Or
they're having a big mushroom thing down at
we're advertising
it. Yeah. Now, is that the hallucinogenic stuff? I guess it is. I thought that was illegal. It's not illegal to sell hallucinogenic mushrooms or give them out or eat them or whatever.
I'm going to plead the fifth on this.
Because I remember they've been talking about the mushroom convention thing. Yeah. But are they talking about hallucinogenic mushrooms?
I don't know.
Aren't they? I thought that was illegal. I thought that was a drug.
I don't know.
I don't know myself.
Maybe someone out there knows.
Well, if he could smoke, I'd probably smoke it. I miss smoking. But I don't take pills to get high. That to me is just, if you can smoke something, I'd smoke it. But I'm a smoker.
Well, show's over at 6. So.
Well, 6 o'clock. Pack me a bowl, Flounder. I'm going home. Did I ever do the birth? Oh, yeah. Mark DeBarge, the trumpet and sax player in DeBarge, is 65. It's amazing. The guy named Mark DeBarge, what are the chances he would actually join a band with the same name? I mean, it's
astronomical.
Isn't that? It's kind of strange, isn't it? The chances of the man joining a band with the same.
And you say my
name.
jokes are bad.
1998, the 3 largest banks in Switzerland tried to make a deal offering $600 million to settle claims that they had stolen assets of Holocaust victims during World War II. $600 million the bank has offered. The Jewish leaders called the lowball offer insulting. And I think that's probably pretty accurate of insulting. Anyway, 438, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Oh, we got a couple of political updates. But first, I'm just kind of looking at the news and just spotted this story about Shannon Doherty. And this just goes to show you, Shannon Doherty, famous actress from what was her show?
Beverly Hills.
Charmed and Beverly Hills and a thing and all those shows. Shannon Doherty has filed for spousal support with her ongoing divorce from Kurt something or other, slamming her estranged husband's luxurious spending habits. According to documents obtained, Shannon Doherty filed paperwork this month requesting a monthly spousal support of $15,000. Her husband's average annual earnings have been almost $700,000. Shannon Doherty's undergoing treatments for stage 4 breast cancer and is unable to work. Shannon Doherty says, my average annual earnings for the last 3 years of marriage was $259,000. The majority of my residual income is from a TV show called Charmed. I learned Charmed will no longer be streaming on any major platform, so my future residual income will dramatically decrease. Her monthly expenses are $55,000 for Shannon Doherty, but she can't work. She's not eligible for SAG health insurance, Screen Actors Guild. Her medical bills are going up. She claims he's denying and delaying settlement, hopes that she'll die. My girlfriend who died on me, her husband tried to, they were going through divorce for years because he was assuming she'd die, he wouldn't have to pay her anything. I dragged it out. And anyway, long story. I've been unable to work, exorbitant medical expenses. Kurt's been utilizing the airplane, spending thousands of medical spas, jewelry stores, Gucci, flights with his agent. But so Shannon Doherty, let's see, she's requested he paid $9,000 for her attorney's. Anyway, so Shannon Doherty's broke and wants her husband to help her survive breast cancer, stage 4.
She's dying. She says she's dying, and they're having to go through a divorce with this guy.
Yeah. Well, he strings it out, knowing that when she's dead, it's over. He doesn't have to pay her. God, I mean, that's just sad. And by the way, the lead story for all afternoon on New York Post was a picture of Bill Belichick with his shirt off, and his 72-year-old Bill Belichick, the football coach, with his shirt off, with his 24-year-old girlfriend. And she says, oh, no, we're in love. Wow, I love him. Apparently, he met her by signing her homework.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
3 years ago. 3 years ago. Not when she was a kid.
Well, still, he signed her home. She was doing a project on sports or something, and he looked at it, this is pretty good, signed her homework, and then she hit on him, and all of it, he said, okay.
Supposedly, his pickup line was, I've won 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah. She said, who are you again? Well, those trophies must mean something. Oh, my God. It's a spam risk. Well, I'm not going to answer it. I'm going to shut it totally off.
Turn the phone off.
There you go. I thought I had it off, and now I do. I love to get my spam things. Anyway, 441, Kim, Pete, and Flounder.
Spam.
Speaking of bizarre, let's see. They're talking about Stonehenge here now and the triple murder stuff, all that stuff. The biggest airline pilot union in the world is the Airline Pilots Association. Okay? The Airline Pilots Association now is telling all of the people in the industry to stop using offensive terms that are offensive to women and trannies and LGBTQ type people. For example, cockpit. According to a diversity, equity, and inclusion language guide, the pilots union says there are a lot of terms to avoid using. Non-inclusive, union solidarity, collective strength, an important factor, So we want examples of terms and phrases promoting inclusion and equity. For example, replace the word cockpit with flight deck. Now, they say, well, it's been used in a derogatory way to exclude women in the piloting profession. Now, many women have heard the variation of it's called a cockpit for a reason. Okay, baby. Well, actually, just hold everything now. The term cockpit originated from cockfighting in the 1500s in England. The circular pit was surrounded by a barrier to keep the gamecocks from escaping, with spectators viewing the bloody sport as entertainment. It evolved to a boisterous, tense atmosphere, referred to the area on British warships in the 18th century where surgeons treated the wounded. The confined space, the noise, the blood, the fetid air reminded people of the cockpits where they had the cockfighting, the pits for the cockfighting. The words man and men, they want to be avoided as well, offering suggestions like manpower, including people power. The guide says avoid using terms like guys when addressing groups. Please, and don't use mother or father because it would alienate different family structures like same-sex parents. Don't use boyfriend, girlfriend because that could ignore same-sex. My God, the Airline Pilots Association.
When I lived in Grant Park, right off the exit boulevard where the fire station was, there was a gay bar there called The Cockpit.
Yeah. I mean, this is unbelievable. They say they're facing the United Airlines guy faced backlash. The head of the United Airlines because he said we're going to make sure that we have 50% of all our graduating pilot classes are women or people who are not white. They have a quota, United Airlines pilot class, making sure at least half are white or non-white or women. Well, hell, that makes sense to me. Having enough check marks can get you a spot on the Supreme Court. Justice Ketanji Bippity Boppity Boo got put there because of her check marks. And the same with Regine Vachine, the podium princess. Shirley Temple got there because of her check marks. And Vice President Shiftless and Lazy Sidepiece got her job because of her check marks. Black female. I mean, come on. As opposed to getting the best one. Yeah. And now the Democrats are screwed because they can't put her, as the leader of the party. And they had to pick her because Biden said, I'm going to get a black woman. Anyway, well, you got
and
what
he
you
picked
deserved.
the wrong one, as he always does.
He got what you deserved. I mean, it could. Anyway, I just, I can't wait for this debate.
This country's full of capable black women, and he picks those two.
Yeah, that's yeah. Out of all the for it's 4:45 already. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Braves win 7-0. The Holy Grabbing Sports in about a half an hour. So.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Have you seen these videos of Joe Biden, our president? It's embarrassing for our country and very telling to our enemies. The leader of the greatest nation in the world, of the strongest military in the world, is senile and demented and can only act when carefully scripted and managed by somebody who.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
When you're leaving the house, do you plead with your garage door? Please open, please open. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Let us take that anxiety away with one quick call. Our highly trained technicians will get to the bottom of your garage door issues. It could be a simple repair, a malfunctioning opener, or maybe just needs a tune-up. But if it's time for your garage door to be replaced, we'll make that easy too with upfront pricing and free estimates. When trust matters, trust us. All, the number 4, Seasons Garage. Garages.com.
Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Extra 106.3 listeners are falling in love with Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell.
Me and my wife now find our favorite sandwich place. That food over there was great.
Yeah, those rolls are so soft and sweet. I mean, it was just melt in your mouth. It was, and the steak was tender and juicy and flavorful. I can't say enough about it. It was very, very impressive.
It was so good.
Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner. Nucky'sHoagies.com.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Let's dance, baby. Yeah, put your arms up around here where I can see it. Martha. And the Vandellas. 1964. Martha and the Vandellas scored one of Motown's signature songs, Dancing in the Street. at Hitsville, USA, Detroit, Michigan. It was written by Marvin Gaye, Mickey Stevenson, and Ivy Joe Hunter. The song reached number 2 in the Hot 100 chart. I can't believe it wasn't number 1. Number 4 in Britain. Many artists have covered the song, including Mamas and the Papas, David Bowie, Mick Jagger, The Kinks, Grateful Dead, Little Richard. Dancing in the streets, but nobody did it like Martha and the Vandellas. Flounder, we'll get a little 10 seconds here. Every guy grab his girl. Everywhere around the world, they'll be dancing in the streets. Look out. Our birthday list includes Felicia Rashad, is 76 years old today. I remember live watching on the football game when Rashad, the little receiver guy, asked her to marry him. He was sweating bullets. His face looked like somebody throwing a bucket of water over his head. And he was so nervous, and he asked her to marry him, and she said yes. And, of course, it didn't last. But, hey, it's marriage. But she did say yes. That was a good part. See, unusually, if a woman says no, you really should believe
Move on.
You do something else.
Normal people.
Well, regular people. Regular, normal, sane people who don't live
most
in
dogs would drop that bone and keep moving.
Don't live in there's some sort of stupid head world. Anyway, Felicia Rashad is 76. Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show. I wonder if he drugged her and raped her.
No, I don't think so.
He probably wouldn't have admitted to that one. I wonder if she knew about it, though. Anyway, Felicia's 76. Claire Huxtable. Felicia's first husband was Victor Willis. You know who that is?
Nope.
He was the original cop from The Village People. Felicia Rashad's first husband. I was 76 years old today. And on this day in history, boom, here we go, 1939, Atlanta, Georgia. 1939, city leaders passed legislation outlawing pinball machines. It's gambling.
You can't pitch pennies in downtown Atlanta either. I found that out
against the law
back in the 80s.
How'd you find that out?
Me and my friend was visiting from San Diego, and we're waiting for my girlfriend to come out of Macy's or Rich's downtown on Peachtree. And we had some pennies in our pockets. We're just flicking up against the side. And this female police woman came up and just started, if you keep doing that, I'm going to have to give you a ticket. Give you a ticket or something. And you got to be kidding me. We're just throwing it up against the wall. We're not even gambling.
We used to pitch pennies. I remember in South Junior High when I was in 7th grade, and particularly, and after school for some reason we were doing, and we would go in the back where the thing, and we'd pitch pennies against the brick wall for 10 minutes just for the kick, for the hell of it.
There was a way you could flick it to make it go right to the wall.
Well, yeah, but I mean it was like playing mumbly peg with jackknives. Where you ever even know what that is? Anyway, but we're pitching pennies, and in fact, when's the last time you tried to pitch a penny against the wall? You want to try to do it?
I don't have any change on me.
I got a couple.
Of course, Granddad has change.
I used to always have 4 pennies, 2 nickels, 2 dimes, and a quarter. Now I've got I got 2 quarters.
This wall's curved over here.
I got 2 quarters, a quarter for you and a quarter for me.
All right.
Now they're right behind you.
All right.
There's a thing over there. All right, Flounder, you can do like play by play. All right, so we'll do it like from here.
All right, we're sitting there right here doing it. You're doing it right-handed or left-handed?
Any way you want. And again, just
while we're young,
get
here
the coin closest to the wall.
Yeah, okay.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go?
You go first.
That's not too good. Not too good. I win.
That wasn't very good at all. Anyway,
yours didn't even get to the wall.
I didn't even get.
Isn't half of it that you're supposed to get to the wall?
Get to the wall. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think I'm going to win that one too.
Anyway.
All
right. Well, that's enough. Okay, so I've lost my
supposed to do it with pennies.
I've lost my skills. Anyway.
On a better note,
yes,
I want to point this out. The American Legion and Legion Riders are bringing the Vietnam Moving Wall to Ellijay. They're doing it today. It's going to be up from tomorrow through the 24th, 24/7. It says here, 24 hours a day. It's at the Lions Club
I hope
Fairgrounds.
They have guards on it.
Oh, it's in Ellijay. You don't have to worry up in there.
I'm not worried about Ellijay. I'm worried about people from other places going up to cause trouble in the middle of the night. Honestly,
they won't come home. I'm telling you that.
Well, I hope.
I'm telling you, they won't. Especially if they go north Ellijay, they ain't coming home. But anyway, it's going to be set up 24 hours a day at the Lions Club Fairgrounds at 1729 South Main Street in Ellijay.
I remember when I went to it. Made me cry when I went to it when it was in Buckhead. God, probably 1995, maybe, or something like that, or 98. It could have been. God, had to be 30 years ago. Anyway, it's an impact is powerful.
It's also a lesson about art. When it first came out, and it was an Asian woman who designed it, right?
Yeah.
And everyone hated it.
Yeah.
And they hated it. She did it. They hated everything about it. It was low. No one could see it. It was they're trying to hide it, blah, blah, blah. And now it's one of the most visited places in Washington, D.C.
Well, again, it's, wow. Holy God, I'm sorry. Jesus, what's going on with me?
But don't be driving up to LJ then. If this gets you here, you don't want to be.
I'll tell you, I'd kill a bat. Honestly, if someone tried to deface that thing, I'd put him in the old Marine Corps neck hold and snap him right there.
I don't think you got to worry about it where it's going today.
I'm not worried about LJ. I'm worried about people who go up there to do something. Okay, sorry. This is really weird. Wow.
Okay, it didn't happen. It's just a hypothetical right now. Okay, just chill out. Jeez. Come on. Here, hold the flag for a little bit.
Fine now. God, I thought Founders Fun. Now we're talking about Nucky's Hoagies.
All right, I got a couple. This one's really short, but I've been wanting to play it because it's funny.
That's what she said.
To be more in touch with my feminine side. So I crashed the car. And then ignored her all day for no reason.
Ignored her all day
for no reason. All right, here is another one. Let's go with Jimmy.
There we go.
Who's drinking tonight? You drinking tonight? I like drinking. I like drinking when it gets a bit out of hand, beyond beer, wine, spirits, into the crazy drinks you only order when you're already hammered drunk. The Flaming Zambuca is a prime example. No one has ever ordered a Flaming Zambuca while sober, and the reason is clear. It's on fire. It does not look refreshing. The only possible reason I could think of to order a Flaming Zambuca when sober is if you're with a woman and she's something just a little bit special. She's beautiful and intelligent and kind and funny, and you think, well, she could be the one. But she's got a bit of an issue with facial hair on the top lip. I know, that could be a very awkward thing to bring up, especially early on in a relationship. Much easier, I think, take her out for a couple of drinks. 2 Flaming Zambucas, please, my good man. No, I know I'm driving. They're both for you, my little Fu Manchu.
That is Jimmy Carr.
Yeah. Jimmy Carr right there. 4:56 with the Kara Pete and Flounder. Coming up, if you haven't heard of the person named Jonathan Van Ness, Google Jonathan Van Ness, and then Google the White House and the Vice President and the meeting at the White House, and we'll talk about this after the 5 o'clock news. It's just one of the most offensive.
James Woods has the best tweet. He goes with everything from the border to the economy and the idiot in the White House. This is what they're doing.
We're going to talk about this in a few minutes. And again, if you have a chance to Google it, it's Jonathan Van Ness, or you could just do Van, V-A-N, and then the word Ness, his name. And meeting Vice President Shiftless and Lazy, the side piece of America, and the direction.
He's the guy from the hairdressing show.
The queer eye for the straight guy, but he's hardly. And by the way, I was required Meredith to watch that show, and it actually was an amusing show. I enjoyed it. It was funny, and to see the gay guys and the straight guy. And really, it was actually entertaining, and I had no problem with it. But this is way different. This is not that by a mile.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't even close, and we'll talk about that shortly after. First of all, the balls on these people. In Maine, a vacation home in Maine, a woman named Amelia Bond sprinkled 4 pounds of a lethal herbicide on trees belonging to her neighbor so they would kill the trees so that the Bond family would have a better view of the bay off their land.
Were they Alabama fans?
They were in Maine. The same thing happened. The same chemical, butherion, was used by the guy at Auburn.
Toomer's Corner.
Alabama football fan killed Toomer's Corner oak trees at Auburn University after the Crimson Tide lost to their arch rival. And he went to jail, by the way.
Well, he called a talk show and bragged about doing it.
And so they said, oh, really? You're the one. Well, guess what? Well, this woman, this family, the state's attorney's now considering charges. They have paid $1.5 million in compensation to the neighbors after they got caught doing it. And now the DA says, now, wait a minute. You put poison into the system. It's in, there's waterways and stuff here right next to the ocean. You ought to be prosecuted. The woman's the widow of the late president of L.L. Bean. who owned the property where the poison trees were. She said she saw the vegetation start dying in the yard. And it's over the beautiful beach and harbor and everything. And people up the hill seem to be doing all right. It turns out their stuff was being poisoned. Jeez. So the people upstream would have a better view. My God, billionaires, these people doing this. Anyway, 5:59. Oh my, is it 4:50? 4:59. 5:59, you idiot. And coming up, if you're a girl and your boyfriend of several years, you find out all of a sudden has a disturbing fetish that's weird, but not, physically, hurtful or anything. What would you do? I don't know. It's still, see you around, Kinko. Yeah. And AOC is doing the best for international relations, saying the top Jew is a freaking war criminal. Oh, thank you. Let's stop inviting him over to America, why don't we? God, 5 o'clock, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder, Holy Crap and Sports, and another tribute to Willie Mays coming up here on 106.3.
WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
It's packing a watery punch on Lisa Brady, Fox News. Tropical storm Alberto, the first named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season, expected to hit the Mexican coast early tomorrow, but already battering parts of South Texas.
We're 400 miles from that, and yet we see storm surge here lapping in the bay. You can hear it and you can feel it.
Fox Weather's Robert Ray in Corpus Christi.
It just became a tropical storm this morning, and it is causing havoc as far as surge, rain, and winds all the way up and down from South Padre Island to here in Corpus Christi, all the way up into Houston and Galveston.
Top sustained winds holding at 40 miles an hour, but the National Hurricane Center expects heavy rains and coastal flooding to continue along the Texas and Mexico coasts through tomorrow. This as more than 90 million Americans remain under heat alerts. Some cities canceling activities planned to mark Juneteenth today and closing cooling centers for the federal holiday. The man accused of kidnapping a boy and a girl in a New York City park and then raping the girl at knife point appears in court.
Christian Inga Landy is being held on charges of predatory sexual assault and other counts to include rape and kidnapping. He was detained by Queens, New York residents who identified him from video footage and held him until authorities arrived. Queens DA Melinda Katz praised residents for reacting.
I am thankful that the community responded. We got the arrest within a day or two. I want to thank NYPD, by the way. They got the word out. They got the picture out.
Police say Inga Landy, who is from Ecuador, was in the country illegally. DA Katz says there was an immigration warrant out for him.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Inga Landy had apparently failed to appear for an immigration hearing. For now, he's held without bail and due back in court in New York next month. America is listening to Fox News.
A violent crime is committed every 24 seconds. The U.S. Concealed Carry Association exists to provide you with firearms education, training, and access to self-defense liability insurance. So when trouble comes, you'll be ready. Over 800,000 Americans trust the USCCA, and right now, there's an exclusive, limited-time offer for radio listeners. Go to defendfamily.com to get a free family defense guide, a survival secrets training video from a retired FBI agent, and see all the benefits of membership. Go to defendfamily.com now.
Progressive presents 10 things on a contractor's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Bidding a new client, giving an accurate estimate, finding affordable materials, getting a client to pay you for work you already did, getting a client to pay you, period, securing permits and workers and tools, getting those workers and tools to work together, and finding the perfect pair of overalls. Pockets, baby. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right plank. Ready on the dog. Target. Help, help, up there, help. All the road guards out. Help. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder. And Lucas is out there in the back of the man cave here at 106.3. Braves win today. Holy Graffiti Sports coming up. And holy smokes, we just looking at the TV screen now. They're at it again. We've been talking off and on all day today about the liberals and the cheap fake. And, now that we're the year cheap fake hosts, I guess, in the media these days, cheap fake and deep fake, and nobody seems to know what's going on with the difference. And here we go again. Mayorkas has now just been outed. They asked him to say the name of the woman, Rachel Morin, who was just murdered, and the guy was just caught. The whole thing in New York. Remember, we talked about the story earlier. And he describes her as a woman involved in a recent incident or something. They're also calling it fear mongering.
Joy Reid on MSNBC. Fear mongering, talking about this. You xenophobes.
God. Again, it's your fault. It's the liberals, Democrats' fault that all this is happening. They opened the borders. Again, there are 8 million unhandled cases waiting to be taken before the immigration people. 8 million waiting to be taken care of. Like that's ever going to happen. I mean, that's why they let them in. Yeah. They're all amnesty? Really? And on and on and on. And the crime business and this stuff now is fear-mongering. And also, speaking of deep fakes, I don't know whether you saw this or not, they're still talking about President Crime Family and whether he was being led around and whether it's all edited. They're still claiming that there was editing of the tapes and there was misinformation and disinformation. In case you missed it, social liberal media outlets have been sending along a picture saying, well, you think Joe Biden was walking around with people helping him out. The same thing for Donald Trump. And they showed a picture from behind of Donald Trump leaving like a runway at a stage after he gave in a address or at the podium or something. It's a picture of him from the back. So you see him walking away, and his right hand is dangling down by his side, and he's holding or touching the hand of his son, Don Jr. So the picture shows Donald Trump and his hand being held by Don Jr. And the commentators were saying, well, you can see very plainly Donald Trump has to be led away himself after giving a speech, and his son had to help him get off the stage. And then they showed the full video. Donald Trump was walking off the stage, and he reached down to shake his son's hand. That was the video. And the Democrats, the liberals, said, well, it just says Donald Trump had to be let off the stage by his son because he's so incompetent. And then Dr. Jill, America's official cuckold queen, the doctor, is the one who's been leading him around, and she's saying, well, Donald Trump's almost as old. They're the same thing. They're the same situation, same age. It's basically the same people. God. The nerve of these people.
There's no greater a choice between two different things. You may not like Trump or hate him, but he's not evil.
Yeah. And I mean, seriously, just look at the records, look at the goals, look at the platforms, and compare. That's all you have to do. And yet, in fact, Flounder, let's play that second soundbite from Donald Trump here in just a minute. But again, there's still, no matter what he does or what he says, here are some of the headlines. CNN. Fact check, Donald Trump rewrites Wisconsin history in rally filled with false claims. Former President Trump made more than 24 false claims at his campaign speech last night. 30 false statements in Trump's speech Tuesday in Wisconsin, said Daniel Dale at CNN. Donald Trump rambles about clean fakes while trying to call Biden senile. Trump bungles his mockery of Biden over clean fake video. I mean, on and on and on. No matter what happens, they're going to try to show that Donald Trump is bad and Joe Biden is as sharp as a tack. They're still saying it. I mean, we see things.
We can see you.
You're there. I mean, honestly. Anyway, Donald Trump was in Wisconsin. By the way, he says he loves Milwaukee. He picked Milwaukee. He wanted to come to Milwaukee because now they're. In fact, I just saw a thing this morning. The campaign team is now saying we've got to go after Trump. How much he hates for the convention city and stuff like that. So now that's their other campaign. That Donald Trump is just a hater. I mean, God. I mean, don't. I mean, instead of bragging about their record, which of course they can't. Everything is Donald Trump hate. Donald Trump hate for whatever reason. It's Donald Trump hate. You got to hate Donald Trump for all the things he does. I mean, it's just amazing. Anyway, Donald Trump last night in Milwaukee was having some fun there. Flounder, if you would.
Under crooked Joe Biden, the world is in flames. Our border is overrun. Inflation is raging. Europe is in total chaos. The Middle East is exploding. Iran is emboldened. China is on the march. And the worst, most incompetent, most corrupt president in history is going to drag us into World War III. Other than that, he's doing quite a good job, don't you think?
China! Don't kid yourself. The ones that are hurt the most, the black population, the Hispanic population. You know who else is hurt badly? Unions. Crooked Joe sending a message to the world. He rewards illegal entry, and that's what's been happening. The Biden betrayal is not going to stand. When I'm reelected, Joe Biden's illegal amnesty plan will be ripped up and thrown out on the very first day we're back in office. Again, that's what I mean.
Say what you're going to do.
Absolutely. I can't wait for this debate next week here in Atlanta. And Trump has got to take the high road and just list it. Say, okay, day one, here's what I'm doing because of what you've done to this country. You shameful dictator. And just very calmly and slowly.
He doesn't have to call him names. Just say, this is what you've done, and this is what I'm going to do.
And especially since the mics will be muted, so Trump should just, because he won't be interrupted. So, and you know Biden's going to be going nuts over there, jumping up and down. I mean, I'll bet you that I hope they're working on ways to drive Biden crazy, because you know he's going to be hopped up on something. They're going to put some kind of drug is going to be in his system. He's going to be all fired up. He's going to be screaming and yelling. Every time he's done a debate, when he came out the last time, when he called Trump names, the first thing out of his mouth. Oh, man, I think his head could explode. If they do this right, man, Biden could lose it right there. On the other hand, if he pulls it off somehow, I mean, I'm afraid that they're trying to downplay how.
We always do this. We always think these debates are going to be these historic things, and then they're like,
never are. Yeah, I know. Well,
it's a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
or it could be a dumpster fire.
Well,
right.
John Kennedy was thing, or where's the beef? I mean, there's always, there's been a few things over the years.
It's like 9 out of every 10 of these debates is just
are horrible. Yeah,
depressing.
They're just sound bites. And this one, although they're going to be standing and no teleprompters and muting the mic so you can't interrupt the guy.
Two leftist.
Yeah. Well, again, I think that'll be great for Trump. I think he's going to say, see what I mean? Your question alone is a bias. I mean, he could do them all night long. I think that's going to help Trump. I think he's going to call him out as the fake media and say, here's another example. That question you just asked, another perfect example. Why don't you ask it this way? I mean, Trump's quick enough to be able to do that. Biden not, the other guy's not going to be doing it. I don't know.
Or when Biden's talking, just pull out his phone and just playing a game.
But again, your idea, I think this is a great idea. After Biden gets done ranting and raving or something, because he's going to rant and rave about Trump being a convicted felon. 30, we don't want a convicted felon. No, you mean like your son. Anyway, he's going to harp on that. He's going to take away women's rights. He's going to do all these kinds of things. And Trump should just pause for a second when he comes back history and say, are you okay? Are you all right? I mean, seriously, you want to take a break or anything?
All right. That's what he does to you. Are you okay?
Are you going to be all right here? Because we can stop if you want. I mean, oh man, I hope this is going to be just.
You should engage with people. You should ask them questions about themselves, like, "What the hell is wrong with you?"
Well, he should try to challenge him and challenge him about reacting to specific incidents of things that happened, because Biden will not be able to remember events. If Trump can phrase questions to make Biden answer, he won't be able to do it.
Well, will they have a give and take while they're...
I don't know.
Then probably not. He
I
can't
don't
do
know.
that then.
I don't know the specific, other than they're going to be muting the
I think
mics.
it's just okay, this is what you've done the last 4 years. This is what it was. This is what you made it.
Right.
And this is what I'm going to do day one.
Right. Just spell it out calmly.
Economy, border,
straightforward,
gas,
energy supplies,
don't bring
pipelines.
up any of the other crap. But I'm going to get this guy or I'm going to get that girl. It's revenge.
Well,
don't do any of that.
Yeah, you talk about the gender things and changing the schools back again, where kids
mutilating
with
children.
Absolutely. Just these are all major things that he can just list seriously, calmly, and let him try to react to it. Make Trump on the offensive and have the scum face try to.
Putin didn't invade Ukraine when I was president.
Right.
That never happened.
Yeah. All of it.
No new wars.
Man, and it's for an hour and a half. Standing, both of them standing for an hour and a half. And, oh, man, this is going to be great. I think this is going to be very, very cool. It's 5:13. I can't believe it. Holy Crap at Sports is coming up. Flounders, funnies, and stuff at tweeting. And we got it all here with actual stuff with the Kara Payton Flounder. Braves victory. More about that. And Willie Mays. Another salute to the Say Hey Kid with Kara Payton Flounder and Lucas there in the back, too. Look out.
Braves baseball is always on the Fan and streaming on the Fan app.
Bounce up the middle, might get through. It does! Ronald around third. Here comes the throw. It's late. Braves win!
The Fan streams every single Braves game all season totally free on the 680 The Fan app, on your smart speaker, and online at 680thefan.com. So don't miss a pitch.
You come at the Kings, you better not miss.
Grab the all-new Fan app now for Apple or Android.
All right, here we go. Kemmer 514, how's it going? 404-741-1230. Kemmer Payton Flounder, how are you today? Atlanta Safe House has your safe ready. Now, wait a minute, think about this, especially if you're a new gun owner. You want to make everybody in the family happy and secure and feeling everything's fine. Get yourself a nice gun safe. They have pistol safe. By the way, if you haven't seen these pistol safes, they're just beautiful. And what a great idea, by the way. Go to their website, atlantasafehouse.com, and you can see what Jeff and Mark do for you by offering not only pistol safes, but business safes and high security safes, vault doors, jewelry safes. I have a couple of gun safes from Atlanta Safe House over the years. And I wish I had them down when I'm retired down to Florida, because that's where I didn't have my medical records and stuff. And the VA says go pound sand, pal. And it's my fault. I didn't save my stuff. Now, you think I have a living will, and I have, business records and stuff, credit card, all that stuff you want to save. And if something happens, make sure your family knows where it is. Well, that's why you have a safe from Atlanta Safe House. All the top brands, American Security, Browning, Fort Knox, the greatest delivery system in the state. They will bolt, if you want, like they did for me, they can bolt it from the inside into your concrete floor, your basement or game room or garage or whatever you're looking for to protect your stuff. The things you want to keep safe. And I'm not making this up. They can also build you a family storm shelter. Atlanta Safe House. They protect you. They will never give out your special safe master reset code to somebody who doesn't deserve it. In fact, if you've had a problem, they'll take care of it for you and give you only, the customer, the master reset code. Jeff and Mark, open for business. Atlanta Safe House. They have the showroom in Ackworth, on the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
Have you considered securing your family's future, protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease? Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit at nelsoneldercarelaw.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
Marketing is everywhere. From the billboards on the highways to the notifications on your phone, we are constantly bombarded with people trying to sell us stuff. What makes good marketing? Are you doing enough in your life personally and professionally to market yourself? You have questions, and the Marketing Madmen have answers. Tune in every Saturday, now at 4 p.m., right here on Extra 106.3 to get practical marketing advice from expert guests who are shaping and reshaping the business world. They say marketing is a madman's game. Join the Marketing Madmen every Saturday at 4 p.m. to find out why.
Don't miss a minute of the action this season as Georgia Tech men's basketball takes the court in the Camas Pavilion in Midtown Atlanta.
Into the lane, fadeaway jumper. He knocks it down and a foul.
Secure your seat in the Thriller Dome to watch head coach Damon Stoudemire and the Yellow Jackets take on top-ranked opponents all season long.
Dives down the lane, shoots the scoop, and he scores!
Get your tickets today at RamblinWreck.com. Sting 'em.
If you notice any cracks in your foundation, they are not going to go away. They need to be addressed as soon as possible to reduce additional costs that come with repair. Ramjack is the best company in the industry for repairing your foundation. We have the highest quality products in the nation. So, if you are experiencing foundation problems, please contact us at ramjack.com/Atlanta or call us at 770-502-8881. That's 770-502-8881.
It's that time of year again when the owner of Central Heating and Air Conditioning, Chuck, brings back the 4th annual Christmas in July benefiting Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Hey, it's Tug for Central Heating and Air Conditioning. If you want to help give back to the community, all you have to do is sign up for a maintenance agreement with Central Heating and Air Conditioning, and $10 from every new maintenance agreement will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. The more maintenance agreements you sign up for, the bigger and better we can make the 4th annual Christmas in July for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Central services all makes and models. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. So call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com to sign up for a maintenance agreement and help Chuck and Central Heating and Air give back to the community. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
All right, I got now 5 o'clock hour brought to you by Lee Brandt Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. Hey, look out, it's 5:20, and that means it's time for Holy Crap, It's Sports with Pete Davis.
When the announcement of Willie Mays' death last night came out at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, you could hear the cries of shock and grief from the crowd at the minor league game. It's ironic that the Say Hey Kid is going to pass away the week of the celebration of him and the Negro Leagues at the nation's oldest professional ballpark. Willie's former team, the Giants, will play the Cardinals there tomorrow night. The sporting world, not just baseball, is honoring the 93-year-old Mays, known as the greatest living ball player up to yesterday. Willie was my favorite player growing up, right ahead of Brooks Robinson. I got to see him play his last season with the Mets here at Fulton County Stadium. He got a hit, and for the only time in my life, I cheered a Mets player.
Well,
much to my dad's chagrin, but he knew. Over 3,000 hits, 600 homers plus. In fact, when Mays hit number 600, there was only one other man in that club. Who was it?
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Henry Aaron turned out to be the greater slugger, but Willie was probably the best all-around 5-tool player the game has ever seen. And who knows how many dingers he would have had if he hadn't missed 2 seasons in the military or playing all those years in windy Candlestick Park. Speaking of Aaron, Hank got a front-row view of one of Willie's greatest accomplishments when he smacked 4 homers in one game in Milwaukee, April 30th of 1961. Here's the call from the great Russ Hodges.
Here is Mays, who has hit 4 balls right on the nose today, 3 for homers and 1 a line drive to center. Now the 2-0 delivery, and Mays sends another one. Tell it, bye-bye, baby. Aaron doesn't even move. It's gone far up into the center field bleachers. Willie Mays has tied a record, 4 home runs in a game. The county stadium is going mad.
Wow.
He didn't even move.
Aaron didn't even move. Didn't move. Willie Mays, 24-time All-Star, World Series champion, 2-time NL MVP, NL Rookie of the Year, 12-time Gold Glove winner, Roberto Clemente Award winner, NL batting champion, 4-time NL home run leader, 4-time NL stolen base leader. 2 teams have retired his number. He's a member of the Major League Baseball All-Century team. 660 homers, 3,293 hits, 1,909 RBIs, and 339 stolen bases, and I got to see him play.
Yeah.
That's the cool part. Johnny Bench tweets, Willie made me feel like a true pro. Came to my locker at the 68 All-Star game and said, hey, you should be the starting catcher. I didn't need to get in the game after that. He made my dream one of my favorite people of all time. That's Johnny Bench
Johnny
talking
Bench
about.
saying that.
Another reason to dislike sports writers, 23 of them left Willie Mays off their Hall of Fame ballot.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
23.
Yeah. That's not
That's
even
just pure
close.
just nastiness.
There's no way that can be explained other than racism or snottiness or just being jerks.
Just jerks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congrats to Spencer Schwellenbach last night. Got his first Major League win. The Braves nipped the Tigers 2-1 for the second straight night. And this afternoon, the Braves finished their 3-game sweep of Detroit, spanking them 7-0 as Sean Murphy did this.
1-2 pitch. And Murphy sends it in the air to right field. Well hit. Perez back to the track. It is gone over the brick wall. Opposite field home run for Sean Murphy. It's a 2-run shot, and the Braves lead 3-0.
Tom Hart on 680 The Fan. Murphy liked it so much he came back through the buffet line.
1-2 the count to Murphy in the pitch. Swung on and belted. Deep left field. How far is that bad boy going? Into the wind. Gone. Second home run of the day for Sean Murphy. Woo-hoo.
Joe Simpson.
Joe Simpson. Had no idea Joe
Please
was
save that.
I did the cowboy call there.
I love that. Murphy had 4 hits and 4 ribbies. Ramon Laureano homered 2. Another great start from Reynaldo Lopez improves to 5-2, 5 innings, 7 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Frankly, in the first 13 to 14 games of the season, only Greg Maddux started with a lower ERA for the Braves.
He's doing great.
He's tied with Tom Glavine, Lopez is. Bummer, Hernandez, and Holmes closed out the game. Hey, Holmes. They're off tomorrow. Then they start a 7-game road trip on Friday in the Bronx. They start with 3 against the Yankees. They're now 7 games back of the Phillies. The Mets have won 7 in a row since Grimace threw out the first pitch.
Really?
You know who Grimace is?
I don't know who Grimace
is. It's the big purple blob from McDonald's, the monster that used to steal the shakes.
Oh, my God. I have no idea.
Yeah, 7-0 since he threw it out.
Well, that's not good.
Mike, the engineer, sent me a Twitter account from Joe Biden congratulating Bryson DeChambeau for winning the Masters. With Joe saying how much he likes watching Bryson play tennis.
That was the U.S. Open, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so was it? No, okay. The PGA Tour has created a special sponsor exemption for 15-time major champion Tiger Woods and Woods alone, based on his exceptional lifetime achievement. The sponsor exemption will be available for Tiger to compete in 8 signature events.
Really?
Yeah. The Century, Pebble Beach Pro-Am, Genesis, Arnold Palmer, Heritage, Wells Fargo, Memorial, and the Travelers. That's the ones he's allowed to just show up. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Just looks like Southern Cal's Lincoln Riley is running away from another SEC team. The University of Spoiled Children tried to duck out of playing LSU and failed. Now he's canceled a home-and-home series with Ole Miss next year and in 26. So he won't get to see the entertaining prospect of Lane Kiffin returning to the Coliseum for the first time since getting fired on the tarmac at the airport after a Trojans loss. We'll never know what condiment the USC fans would have thrown at him. We know what Tennessee fans prefer. By the way, with the new SEC rule that will allow corporate logos to be painted at midfield, that led Kiffin to suggest that Neyland Stadium's turf should be sponsored by French's Mustard. So, remember they threw mustard bottles
on bottle, okay.
ESPN Analytics say the only 2 college football teams with top 5 units in both offense and defense this upcoming season are
the only 2 top 5.
No, college teams within the top 5 both offense and defensive units.
Oh,
good on both sides of the ball. Georgia would be one. They play this other team. Georgia does.
Probably. Well, golly, Alabama.
No. Further west.
Oh, well, Mississippi.
Further west.
USC.
Now you're just being crazy.
UCLA.
Texas.
There you go. Oh, that's right. I forgot about Texas. That's right. I wonder whether Archie Manning's kid's going to play or
no,
nephew
he's still behind the other guy.
Is he?
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. How'd you like to have so much money you can swallow a $65 million mistake?
Boy, yeah, I heard. I can't believe this.
That's what Pistons owner Tom Gores is doing. He fired head coach Monty Williams after just 1 year, albeit a disastrous one. Pistons tying an NBA record 28-game regular season losing streak. The Hawks were not one of those. Finished with a league worst 14-68 record. Actually, the Hawks did beat them, so I shouldn't say that.
14-68, and he was hired to be the savior.
Yeah, they now join the Cavaliers and Lakers in the search for a new coach. He almost said no because his wife got cancer. And he said, I'm going to take a year off to help my wife. And the guy says, I'll pay you $70-something million. And I guess his wife said, you can't pass that up.
Oh, man.
And he should have said no. He shouldn't have done that. But it's not Archie's kid. It's Archie's grandkid.
His nephew or something.
Grandkid.
Oh, his grandkid is?
Yeah, because it's Cooper's kid.
That's right.
All right. For the two of you following the Euro 2024 soccer tourney, The
Yes.
German border wideners shut out the Hungary Hippos 2-0.
Hungary Hippos.
Ever notice the larger the German body, the smaller the German bathing suit?
Yeah, it's
You ever
not
notice that?
attractive.
Making pyramids in the pool and frightening the children. The Croatians tied the Albanians 2-2. We're going to need Swatoon to call and tell us who to cheer for in that one, because I got no dog in that hunt. Freshman Olivier Rioux, officially listed on the University of Florida roster as the tallest college basketball player of all time.
Really?
The tallest. Rioux is in a Guinness World Record holder for the tallest teenager. He's from Montreal, 6'1" at the age of 8.
Oh, my God.
6'11" in 6th grade. He's basically in 7th grade, he was higher than 7. All right. Today, he's 7'9", 290 pounds.
Oh, my God.
His teammates call him Tiny.
7'9" and almost 300 pounds?
Yeah. He's a big boy. He's like Yao Ming with a little meat on him.
Yeah, but I hope his lifespan, I mean, that's...
What are you saying here? What are you trying to say?
I'm saying he's probably not going to live to be 90.
You're saying take the under on the life
I'm
insurance.
saying that's... well, in fact, today on our thing there... well, I thought I had it here in a second.
Yeah,
here we go. Manute Bol, 7 feet 7 inch on this day in 2010, died at the age of 48.
I know. He died.
Huh?
On this day, June 19, 1942, for the first and only time in his career, Joe DiMaggio did what?
Struck out.
3 times in one game.
Oh, my.
He only did it once.
Really?
Indians pitcher Mel Harder was the only guy to do it to him.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
1970, the greatest book on baseball ever written, Jim Bouton's Ball 4 published. It changed my life. I wanted to either be a ball player or a sports writer at that point. Thank God I wised up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be a jaded curmudgeon.
Mercy.
Weighing 400 pounds. 1999, the oldest man to ever play pro ball threw a pitch during a minor league game for the Schaumburg Flyers. Ted Double Duty Radcliffe was how old?
And this is minor leagues baseball?
Yes, sir.
56.
Higher.
61.
Higher.
74.
Higher.
83 years.
Higher.
94.
Higher.
107.
He was, now you're just being crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
96 years old.
Damn. And it was just
He threw one pitch.
Still do it.
And he
well,
left.
that's,
He threw one pitch.
Or what's the point?
To be the oldest who ever did it. I just said that.
All right. Well, if I
Pay
live to be
attention.
97, I'm going to go there and throw the ball out so that I can be
You don't
the
even know where
oldest.
Schaumburg is.
I don't know where anything is.
They don't even know where they are.
I don't even know where I am. My God. 5:30. Kara Pete and Flounder. Flounder's Funny's coming up. And actually, I got a bunch of sports history things,
do?
too. I got a bunch of them coming up next. With Kara Pete and Flounder doing the thing.
A landmark decision that will affect all of us.
It feels like this is a new norm.
Donald Trump convicted.
Well, I think that's exactly where we are. I think it does set a precedent and it crosses a line.
And Extra 106.3 is bringing you the conservative voices you need during this unprecedented time in America.
Only fascists try to imprison their political opponents.
We are Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station. Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Exmark. Exmark has been building lawnmowers that pros use for 14 hours a day, yet they feel like they're in the seat of a luxury automobile. That is the real-world testament to Exmark comfort. Exmark has over 3 decades of leading-edge engineering and good old-fashioned work ethic to create a product that is the #1 choice in lawnmowers for professional landscapers and large acreage owners. Stop by Howard Brothers today and get in the seat of an Exmark mower. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Millions
of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. We handle bonds throughout Metro Atlanta, including from our newest offices in Cherokee County and Clayton County. In most cases, we can have you or your loved one out of jail in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Hey, it's Tuck here with an important message as the weather heats up. Southern Exteriors is gearing up with unmatched quality and precision. For over 25 years, they've been delivering top-notch craftsmanship that you can rely on. And let me tell you, they're hotter than the campaign trail in July. Got a home exterior project that's got you feeling the heat? Don't sweat it. From roofing to siding, gutters to windows and doors, call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co. Get a free consultation. Southern Exteriors, your home's best ally with any project.
This was a sad song, but beautifully done. Moody River, Pat Boone, 1961 here.
Moody River, more gently than the vainest night.
Pat Boone, number one.
Moody River, your muddy
Moody River, the single reached number 18 in Britain. It says here it was a tongue-in-cheek heavy metal comeback. Was attempted by Pat Boone, you recall, in 1997.
I have that album. I have that CD.
The Pat Boone album, 1997, with an album called In a Metal Mood, No More Mr. Nice Guy.
I interviewed him because of that album.
Yeah, and he did a heavy metal album with Pat Boone, and his daughter Debbie was back in, the thing.
Yeah, he was on the MTV Music Awards, and I remember they had him in like a leather, leather vest.
Oh my God,
awful.
He played along.
And remember, Speedy Gonzalez. Oh my, Pat Boone, good grief, with Moody River. Muddy waters took my baby's life. There were a lot of sad. there were a lot in that period. I'm thinking about it. There were a lot. In fact, Flounder, I asked him to put 4 songs on my Magic Music Stick today, which he did. And 2 of them, one of them was that The former fat girl who started cheating on her husband when she got her body
Miranda
back.
Lambert.
Miranda Lambert. The House That Built Me was the title of it, and I've got that on my magic stick now. And the other one was Love Me by somebody Ray. Somebody, I forgot the name of the guy. And it's one of the most beautiful love songs. You really should use. It's called Love, Me, Love Me, and it's just the prettiest song.
Why would I want to listen driving home an hour and a half to love songs?
Well, not an hour and a half.
Get you all worked up. You get home. It's just you and the groundhogs.
How about 2.5 minutes? That would kill you to listen 2.5 minutes to one lousy song? My God, man! I'm just saying, if you want to hear a beautiful love song, which is sad but happy sad, a story of love when they were hiding. I mean, I'm telling you.
And next thing you'll know, I'll be following women around the food giant.
No, it was beautiful. It's a beautiful song, and I can't wait to play it. We're going home tonight, along with Christine singing me home, calling me baby. A couple of sports things here, Pete Davis. And by the way, speaking of the Willie Mays passing away at 93, and the official game tomorrow was it the first baseball park officially? Is that
it's the oldest professional ballpark is what they call it.
And on this day in 1846, it's the official first game of baseball. It was the New York Knickerbockers against the New York Baseball Club. There's no caller right now. Get away from me, you idiot. Sorry, Phil, I thought I turned it off. The New York Knickerbockers against the New York Baseball Club. Not exactly colorful names yet. They played by the official club rules of baseball for the first time in 1846. The game was at Elysian Fields in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Yeah, that Knickerbockers name will never catch on. No one will ever use that.
No. And by the way, what were the Knickerbockers? Was that the beer company?
No, they were Dutch. They were Dutch inhabitants of New York. That's what they called them, Knickerbockers.
Knickers of the clothing?
That's something to do with the clothing.
I forgot to look. I keep thinking to look it up.
I looked it up like 30 years ago, and it's a Dutch thing.
Yeah, anyway. And on a couple of birthdays, Dick Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki.
Like, you don't even know the man.
Well, I can't read my own writing.
I
wrote it myself at 5:42 this morning.
Nowitzki.
And I can't even read my own writing. Dork Legsansky, the NBA star, is 46. He was Claude Justeau's cousin.
Nice Irish kid.
Jacob deGrom is 36. He's still pitching? He's
trying to. He keeps trying to come back. They're still working on it.
They're trying. On this day in 1943, the NFL, again, World War II, 1943, the NFL approved the merger of the Philadelphia Phillies, the Philadelphia Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. It lasted
it didn't last long, but
6
World War
months.
II, so they didn't have a lot of people. And 1973, Gordie Howe left the National Hockey League to play with his sons Mark and Marty in the World Hockey League.
I remember that.
Gordie Howe left. Let's see. Lou Gehrig's birthday on this day was 2001. Cal Ripken Jr. broke Gehrig's record of 2130 consecutive games and announced he'd retire at the end of the year. When he announced the retirement on Lou Gehrig's birthday. 16 years, Cal Ripken, 2632 consecutive games.
Where was he born? Where was Gehrig born?
I don't know.
Harlem.
Oh, really? Cool. Harlem, New York, Harlem? Mm-hmm. And on this day in 1984, the Chicago Bulls picked Michael Jordan, University of North Carolina, in the NBA draft. He was third. Michael Jordan was picked third by the Bulls.
Yeah, Sam Bowie was first by the Blazers, wasn't he?
Hakeem Olajuwon went first to the Rockets.
Oh.
A guy you've never heard of named Sam Bowie was chosen by the Portland Trail. Bowie at number 2. In the same draft, Charles Barkley was selected 5th by the 76ers, and John Stockton went 16th to the Utah Jazz. That's a pretty good lineup of troops in 1984.
You've seen the movie, right? The movie where they got Jordan to go with Nike with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And they talk about how they were arguing that he wasn't going to be that good.
Yeah.
By the way, Janae is on the line, wants to talk to you.
Janae, you're on the radio. How you doing? I'm sorry?
Jenny.
Hey, Jenny, how you doing, baby? What's happening?
Hey, Kimmer. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, sweetie. What's going on?
Well, just quick question with the debate.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anyone bring it up, but, with Trump being under the gag order, every time Biden's like, you're a convicted felon, Trump needs to just respond and say, well, your administration has taken away my right to talk about it. So move on.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
again, Trump can do this. I think he's going to be quick enough, and if he can challenge Biden to try to come up and defend himself, I think it'll be helpful. And again, and frankly, in terms of a debate, I'll bet you Donald Trump doesn't give one damn about breaking the law about talking about anybody during the debate. I think Trump will say anything he feels like, and then let the judge come after him during a presidential debate.
True.
Let the judge try to complain that Donald Trump was defending himself during a presidential debate. I dare him to try to do that. So I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, Biden shouldn't even be able to bring it up. You know,
I know.
Well, whatever. But and Trump needs to stay away from saying, "Well, your son's a convicted felon too."
Yeah, I agree.
Because that's just stupid.
Take the high road. Trump takes a high road and does it slowly and calmly, like a leader, like a president. He may not be able to pull it off, but I think this is going to be so
I know. It is. It's going to be good. But anyway, I'll let you go. I know
thanks.
You're almost done.
Thank you, Jenny. Really appreciate it. And by the way, Pete Davis, I mentioned earlier, I have a new slogan when my Kimmer Babes called. I was going to end with
Why
a new
didn't
thing.
you?
I forgot to say, thanks for calling, Jenny. Now let's get that top off. From now on,
every Joe Simpson thing.
Every chick, every Kimmer Babe who calls a show when we get done. Thanks for calling it. Now let's get that top off. I don't even know what that means. Well, let's see. Well, I don't know where we got here. Where the heck? Oh, I know. Oh, I forgot a couple of things. Again, I kind of teased it and never got to it. Go to the video. Do some Googling if you don't mind. There, you'll see the video of the White House hosting a transgender event with Jonathan Van Ness. Jonathan Van Ness was one of the guys from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. And back then when that TV show, which I used to wipe because my final wife did it, it was an amusing show. It was an enjoyable show. I enjoyed it. It was not offensive in any way. And it was kind of, whatever. Well, all of a sudden, this guy's way, way different now. He showed up in a dress and a full beard, and you can see the video of Vice President Sidepiece, America's shiftless and lazy vice president, welcoming this guy, Van Ness, to the White House as part of their transgender advocacy, hosting the Pride event, sparking a debate about the administration's priorities, the authenticity of videos. Critics wonder about the seriousness of the event and the White House direction under the current administration. This is what's going on at the White House, say critics. Libs of TikTok. They filmed it. They posted it. They did it on purpose. And you can see, quote, can someone tell me what just shook hands with Kamala Harris at the White House? Mm-hmm. They're making a mockery of our great nation. Van Ness came out as trans. He advocated for children to get medical and surgical transitions, stating they are completely reversible and completely safe. Aside from making a mockery of our country, this is an attack from within. Welcoming him to the White House, a tranny who's hoping that children can finally be who they want to be when they're 9 or 10 or 12 years old with mommy's and daddy's consent.
Someone pointed out the other day that 18-year-olds are not responsible for their student loans because they can't comprehend what a loan is. Yeah. But at 7, they can decide what to lop off.
Yeah, you can have mommy give you some, gender blockers. And by the way, this is the administration also. This administration, which allows you to go to the school nurse. If you're a girl and you don't like your boobs, you can go to the school nurse in junior high school and say, give me one of those binder, booby wraparound things so they can't see my boobs. To try to change your gender, and they don't have to tell your parents if they're giving your daughter a boob wrap.
Get your kids out of the Socialist Teachers Union's dominated schools.
546, Cameron, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder's Funny coming up, too. We got some more stuff here, 106.3. 404-741-1230 is the number.
He gets a little bit loose. Almirola gets a shove, and Kyle Larson got way out of shape on that start. Almirola gets loose. He's out of shape. He'll hit the outside wall. I don't know if a tire went down. Something amiss in Eric Almirola's car. We got a car. Hit the wall. It is the number 20, Christopher Bell.
It's the USA Today 301 from New Hampshire. Sunday, June 23rd at 1:30.
Your home of NASCAR is Extra 106.3.
The warm air, the beautiful weather, and the sounds of baseball. It's got you thinking about hitting the road. And no matter where your adventures take you, Subaru of Gwinnett has a vehicle to get you there safely and in style. Like the 2024 Subaru Outback, which will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus up to 32 miles per gallon. And if you're up for adventure, it'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than the Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. Or the 2024 Subaru Forester, the SUV for all you love. It's the right size SUV for all the adventures ahead, with a spacious and comfortable interior for everyone you want to bring along. No matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
My name is Pamela Conley. I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 22 years. It's been the best years of my life, and not everyone can say that about their jobs. I'm the intake specialist for new clients, so I am the voice you hear when you call our office and the first face you see when you come by. I love sharing my years of experience with people and alongside Bruce, helping them through what is so often a really hard time. My name is Pamela Conley, and I work for Bruce Hagen. Let him work for you. Hagen-law.com.
Get ready for Real Talk on the Janelle King Show, where we tackle kitchen table topics that are banned from family gatherings, but crucial for a strong republic. Tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday for an encore episode at 9 a.m. And if you can catch us live, great. But if not, no worries. New podcasts drop every Tuesday on the Podcast Park right here on Extra 106.3 or wherever you get your podcasts. Join us for insightful conversations that matter.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
There we go. This may be Frankie Valli, but it was Tommy DeVito from the American rock and pop band The Four Seasons, who had the 60s hits Sherry, Big Girls Don't Cry, and Walk Like a Man. And the 1976 British #1 single, December 1963, Oh What a Night. That was a great song, too. They are one of the best-selling musical groups of all time, having sold an estimated 100 million records. Tommy DeVito from Four Seasons died in September 2020. He was 92 years old. Tommy DeVito from the rock band Four Seasons. Our birthday list includes that naughty little Mia Sara. Ferris Bueller's girlfriend Sloane and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. God, she was so beautiful.
She still is. She's a good-looking woman.
And she quit to be a regular girl. She didn't do Hollywood stuff, right? Didn't she just...
I don't know.
I think she just walked away, said, I really don't know.
One of our trivia questions the Monday night at Tipping Point was when Ferris Bueller took the day off and went to the Cubs game, who were they playing?
Oh, I don't remember.
Flounder, who were the Cubs playing that day?
The Pirates?
Nope.
Dodgers?
Nope.
I'll be damned. Well, who then?
Well, I'll give you a hint. Claudell Washington was the batter.
The Braves.
The Braves.
Oh, I'll be damned.
Yeah, and Claudel was
I'm
at the
surprised
plate.
I don't remember that. That was a great movie. I really
It was a very good movie.
Now, Mia Sara, God,
You know,
she's
it's funny. Remember at the end of credits where he kept coming out, you can go home now.
Yeah, right.
It's over. At the end of
Talking to the
Deadpool,
camera.
Ryan Reynolds did the same thing. He came out and did
with the robe. He had his robe on.
The robe on.
Yeah, talking to the camera. He said, like, when his mother was in the room, I got this. I mean, it was a very clever movie. Mia Sara, 57.
Yeah, I guess that was one of the first movies where they broke that wall.
Yeah.
Because he talked, throughout the movie, he kind of talked to the camera a little bit.
Moonlighting had done it in the 80s. Bruce Willis used to talk to the...
Well, that was,
all the time.
But, Arrested Development. Well, there were a lot of them that did eventually, but anyway, pretty cool. And Mia Sara, 57, she was Harley Quinn in the 2002 show Birds of Prey. I don't know anything about that, but anyway, Mia Sara's 57 years old today. Gina Rowlands, the actress, 94.
No, she was John Cassavetes' wife.
Yeah.
That movie Gloria, where she plays a mama protecting a mafia kid. That's a hard, good movie right there.
I don't know that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Poppy Montgomery. I always thought she was real attractive. She did one of those detective-type show things. Poppy Montgomery's 49. She did one of those, not a Law and Order thing, but I can't remember the name, but they did that police story things. On this day in 1986, Len Bias, University of Maryland basketball star, the second pick in the NBA draft 2 days earlier. Len Bias took some cocaine the first time doing it, they say, and died of an overdose. DRT, dead right there.
One time.
I'll tell you, that's why I never did cocaine. I mean, I scared the crap out of me. I mean, I'm a smoker. If someone had offered me cocaine in a cigarette, I probably would have taken it. I probably would have smoked it.
That's not how you do it.
Well, I don't know.
That's not how you do it, sir.
It's a counter substance.
You do it off the flat abs of a 20-year-old.
You smoke it off her fanny, I guess.
That's exactly where you do it.
Oh, crack cocaine.
Or you put, anyway.
Crack
There's
cocaine.
other places you can put it.
Yeah, well, see, there you are. As long as you get to it.
Unfortunately, it's a numbing agent, too.
No, it's, you can't feel a thing, honey. That's what I kept telling her. It'll be fine. Trust me.
Just stay in the trunk until nighttime.
I'll come and get you. That's the way I like my women. 21 and hidden in the basement. I like my wine. 21 years old and down in the cellar. Sorry, that was so wrong.
Where did we go wrong? We would do it for 2 hours.
And again, it's no laughing matter. Willie Mays passed away at 93. A day before, he was going to be honored at the special game tomorrow, honoring the Negro Leagues and so forth at America's first official name, which really, what a shame, 93 years old. And another memory, a flounder, if you will, of Willie Mays, historic passing, and what a career in Major League Baseball.
0-2, Wagoner delivers. Mays hits it into left field. There goes number 3,000. Willie Mays gets his 3,000th base hit.
I think that was Lon Simmons, too. I'm not sure, though.
2,000th base. Oh, my thing just went down. 3,000th with us. I couldn't hear that thing there.
Sorry to interrupt. We just got a call. It was Burt Reynolds, apparently, that broke the fourth wall in Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh. I forgot that he did that. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah,
when he's in his Trans Am and turned to the cameras.
I guess so.
I don't know.
Oh, no kidding. Huh. I'll be damned. Well, thank you, whoever that caller was.
Thank you, caller.
Now let's get that top off.
Caller.
Sorry.
Mr. Obvious.
Now let's get that top off.
It was a guy.
Sorry. Yeah, doggies. Anyway, I don't know. Oh, did you see the video of that of the car hitting the bike riders?
No.
And oh my God! I mean, look at it. The bike riders are riding along. There's a bunch of them. Well, there's a bunch of them on a major road, and they're taking up the whole lane.
All I see is a guy looking
obviously,
at me.
Well, open it up. I mean, look at the.
That's because you got the wrong page up here.
Oh, well, then obviously it's the wrong thing. There, it's that one right there, Mr. Happy Face.
Wow. Oh, there it goes again.
Well,
yeah, I see it.
Okay, and the bike rider, and he deliberately, from behind, runs him over.
Why?
Knocks him going flying, and then one of the bike riders went to his left. The driver went to his left and ran over the downed bike rider over his legs and his bicycle.
Oh, God. Oh, I
and
don't want to see that.
Other drivers caught him and gave him over to the police.
That's attempted murder.
But oh my God, he ran him over. He literally, you look at the video, he ran them over on purpose and then ran over the guy that he ran over.
Did they catch him?
Yeah. Other drivers pulled him over.
What did he say?
I don't know. I haven't heard the latest.
I left my stove on.
They don't. The news people in this one from Texas have not communicated with us on directly of what the guy said.
Really put the pedal to the metal there.
I'll tell you what. I mean, but the video's out. I mean, it's unbelievable. He literally deliberately ran him over.
That's horrible.
And how could you think you're going to get away with it?
I know, that in broad daylight.
Please, other cars are there. People are there.
We can see you.
We can see his license plate from behind. I mean, what was he thinking? Seriously.
There's also another viral video going around where there's a couple on a Russian beach, and there's, I guess, hefty waves coming in, and she gets dragged out, and he loses her.
Forever?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They still haven't found her. This is on TV. Someone was filming it, and just the way it looked like a storm was coming, and the waves were really rough. And he tried to go in and get her, and he couldn't save her.
Why is she there in the first place?
I don't know if they were on vacation or on the beach or something, but it was in Russia.
Russia has oceans and lakes and stuff. All right, I didn't know that.
Black Sea.
Well, they got the Black
Sea. Pacific Ocean.
You got the Pacific Ocean.
The Northern Sea.
Pacific Ocean goes to Russia?
Vladivostok.
Oh, that's right, too. You know, it's amazing when you think about it.
Japan, they're north of Japan, Korea.
You don't think of the map because a globe is different than a map. And
they're
you don't
across
think of
from
it.
Alaska, for gosh sakes.
Right, that's right. Yeah, 28 miles, is it, or whatever?
I don't know.
Anyway.
No, Russia's larger than that.
No, the former little hottie governor, trampy little hottie with
Sarah Palin.
with a naughty little
Russia
daughter,
from my
too.
house.
This is in Russia. Is this Russia?
Yeah, it's Russia. I don't think it's Russia.
Okay, for 2 hours and 52 minutes, we were on track.
We were totally on track. Here, he's got a woman swept out to sea as her boyfriend tries to help save her in Sochi, Russia.
Sochi's where they had the Olympics,
Russia.
so it's on the Black Sea.
Yeah. By the way, Flounder also found this is National Slavery Day. No post office and no banks open. Federal holiday.
They're calling it Independence Day at the national parks. Did you know that? They don't call 4th of July Independence Day at the national parks.
How is that possible?
Independence Day.
Seriously, rubbing your face in the fact that you're just a slavery nation, I guess?
National Independence Day is what they're calling it at the national parks.
And by the way, we just saw in the news, headlines on the news, apparently the White House. Oh, my God, is it 5:59? Oh, my God, is it 5:59?
It's 5:59.
We'll save it for tomorrow. We'll save it for tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
Not the end of the world.
Okie doke. We got to talk about the new task force on videos.
See, they put a clock up there, Cameron.
Well, I totally didn't see the
all day
clock
long.
there. I'm so sorry. I'm not good. I just... Going to the camera, I got to go. You're killing me. Pete Davis and Flounder and Lucas, and sing me home, Christine, baby girl. Look out.
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10 a.m. and The Kimmer Show from 3 to 6 p.m. Only on WFOM and W292EV Marietta. Extra 106.3 FM.